Oh,
What's
good evening,
up,
everybody.
Hello.
Man,
Welcome.
I didn't really want that music to stop. That was
We're rocking out.
that was good, man. That was good. Who picked that out?
I looked
Shane?
for a longer version of that song. Yeah, I looked for a longer version of that song. They were like, it's a minute and 20 or a minute 18 seconds. I was like, no, I need like two. I need some. I got to
I was
get
just gonna
the
say,
blood pumping. I got to get the
it needed
Rocky
2 more
thing going
or
on.
20 to 30 more seconds, a few more riffs. But anyway, hey, welcome everybody. It's Tuesday, October 19th. If you're listening on the podcast, we're going to tell you right now, fair warning, laugh, have fun, and if you're driving, please drive carefully per your DMV laws. We are not responsible. So please.
Please acknowledge that the contents of your hot beverage is hot and will burn you.
Yeah, this ride is about to start. Please make sure all of your belongings are inside the car. Anyway, hey, listen. I don't know about the rest of the world, but I think ham radio operators who participated this weekend had one freaking incredible weekend at so many levels. From if you were doing anything hard, competition, to just going out and having some fun. Oh, I said the F word, didn't I? Fun.
Yep.
And
Bleep that.
and we're going to get into that, everybody. We're going to be talking about some POTA, some JOTA stories, the QSO parties, but we had fun. So, Shane, we haven't seen you, man. We missed you last week. We were having fun without you, but you were definitely in our hearts. So, what's going on, brother?
I was on Team Replay. I had to work this past week, and so got that behind me. So I'm here tonight. I think I've got the next couple of weeks where I'm going to be available to come hang out with you guys. I missed you guys. I missed hanging out. Missed the chat. I mean, this is like my meditation at the end of the night. I got my beverage. I got my buddies. I get to shoot the breeze. I get
Got a
to
cigar.
I get to make fun of people. I get to, I get to tell people to turn off their damn phone.
Who just did
All
that?
kinds of stuff.
Who got a private message and
we had
telling?
Right. We're gonna make you show that on screen. Had a great weekend myself. Drove way too much for POTA, but we had a blast time while we were there. So it's good stuff.
You had fun.
But Molson, man, how was your weekend and lead up to the beautiful Tuesday afternoon evening show? Oh,
Well, I just spent the last 2 minutes. I just had chips before the show started, and then you're like, "Oh crap, gotta get that all out of your teeth, right?" So that's why I was like not talking.
You didn't share. We actually thought you had some like Maryland crabs or some type of,
like,
yeah. With we saw a big bowl, and I thought I saw like a cutter or pliers or.
So we're seeing you're like, "Oh, I'll eat it quickly," and then it's like all in your teeth and stuff. You're like, no, my weekend was good. Listen, you guys might have had a great POTA activation. Mine didn't go so well, but
we'll get into that. I want to find out.
Yeah,
I was really looking forward to making contact with you.
Yeah,
I heard your signal every single time, though. I couldn't hear you.
I don't know what it was. It wasn't my rig, but we'll talk about that. And besides for that, guys, I'm doing awesome. Yeah, there's not much else to report.
You know who had a big signal into Connecticut? And I told him right on the air, the sultry sounds in Mississippi. Joe, Brett, and I worked, I think, twice, maybe three times. And all of a sudden, there's Joe. And I'm like getting ready to do cartwheels because this is something. Seriously, Mississippi is a tough state for me to work so far.
So's Texas.
Yes. And I working you, but yeah, you were fun. But all of a sudden, there's Joe.
He's like,
and it's like
and the hash in the bands parted, and Joe Brett's voice came firing through the center.
Joe Brett, good evening.
Good morning, Don. How you doing?
Good morning.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I'm sitting there working a station, calling CQ POTA because I was a hunter this weekend, and all of a sudden I hear this guy yell, "Joe, go 5 up!" The heck? I said that was Izzo. So I go 5 up, and he's nowhere to be found. So
that's his way of saying, "Get off my frequency."
No, I didn't want to. No, seriously, I didn't want to. It's one of those where you slip it in real fast because you don't want to be disrespectful to the stations that are over there, and then you go up, and all of a sudden, I think I'm hearing somebody. I'm like, oh no, I should have said 10 up or whatever. But
Yeah, Don had my number, so he corrected the frequency. We got connected up, so it was pretty good. It was good.
Were you on 20 or 40 or 17 or?
It was on 20.
20.
Because I tried to get some more Connecticut stations on 40, and I never could hear them. But it was a fun time as a hunter. So it was pretty interesting. But my name's Joe Brett. K5YVY is my channel. And I'm here to hang out, and I've got nothing planned immediately. But stay tuned. Thanks for being here. That's what I'm supposed to be doing, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Something like
That's
that.
the proper way.
I think that's the most Joe's ever talked on a show. Like in the first 7 minutes of the show, he's probably accumulated the same amount of time talking than in how many shows are we on now? 31.
32, 31, yeah.
This
31.
is yeah.
It took me that long to get
Joe.
internet that wasn't freezing up, so I just had to sit here like this,
That's half the problem. Joe, seriously, Joe had a beautiful signal, and just like anything else, you take it. And Steve, we were looking for you this weekend. We know you had some honeydew, some house chores, but my God, I got a feeling, for those of you who don't know, Steve is one of many volunteers who process all of these POTA logs. And I want to say right now, thank you to Steve and the many, many others, because there's so much POTA has been between Saturday and Sunday. So thank you, Steve. And did you get everything done that you had to get done?
Oh yeah. Well, it took a whole lot longer than expected, but I'll give you a quick little peek at it here.
That is a Eaton log.
Yeah. That was my fascia board, or actually the support board behind the fascia.
I was holding up the house.
Wow.
We had to take that whole section down, all the way across the front of the house. So,
Dude, I got that ladder. That's a great ladder.
that's a decent ladder.
That was a great chance to put a wire all the way around your eaves there.
See, Joe, you and I are on the same wavelength here. I was like, so did you put your loop antenna up while you were up there?
Could have put it behind the fascia board.
Actually, I'm going to be taking down the trees in the back, so I got to figure out how I'm going to do a loop, though. I'm looking at a beverage, though. I'm thinking about doing a beverage in the backyard.
Nothing wrong with
You
that.
ever realize that when
Beverage
Steve says actually, it's almost like he's got this mastermind evil plan.
Actually, over the world.
Yeah. The gears are spinning in his head, and he's probably got a blueprint schematic somewhere on that computer is.
Which screen?
Just you wait.
Right. I'll show you in 2 weeks.
We can't hear
And
everything
Beer
you're
Stack's
saying,
got no
Dan.
audio.
And then we have Juice Box. Look at him.
I understood that one.
I wonder how many
probably
how many swear words we've got going on here.
He probably had the best one-liner, the first time, the best one-liner in there, and that's what you get,
You had the perfect chance for an intro, and you blew it.
Hey, Dan, if you need some IT support, just give me a call, all right, buddy? You guys don't remember last week, I'm probably the worst person with computers, so there you go.
Love it.
Right. So, while he's figuring it out, I had a fantastic weekend. It was fun. And we'll get into it as we go around. Maybe a couple other guys want to jump in too, who also was operating W2HRC if they're available. Tonight I got my Mia Rosa cigar from Up in Smoke in Cromwell, Connecticut. Great smoke. I love this. Just want to say a quick hello to the boys up there in the 911 center, Fig, Matt, and the boys. Thank you guys. Those are my bros up there, and so they're handling second and third shift for tonight. So, but right now we're gonna have some fun, man. And like I said in the Twitter post, so much RF was sprinkled in the D layer, the F layer, and all these other layers. It was incredible. It was a really fun weekend, and I noticed myself going into 15 meters, and just when I thought 15 meters wasn't doing anything, there was a whole bunch of DX just sitting there.
Dude,
And
same with 17.
17.
Right.
It was
Right for the
insane.
picking.
17 was getting
insane.
crowded. Did you feel 17 was getting a little
Yes.
crowded?
I made that exact comment. We were sitting there talking, and I was like, this is the first time I've been on 17. I was like, I can't find anything anywhere.
Ooh.
Oh, hang on. Special
Whoa.
announcement.
Ah.
We
Well,
Jerry,
there
for
it's
buying
gone.
Hey guys, we forgot to mention this. This is my fault. If you wish to buy us a beer, same thing as buying us a cigar, and please do so. It's deeply, deeply appreciated because your contributions, your donations, we're going to have something special being rolled out in a few months, and I think you guys are going to like what we are planning. So we appreciate your support, and we believe in giving it back. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to give it right back. So thank you.
Beer Snack, do you have audio now?
I might, because now I can sit here and hit my zingers, right? Steve pulls up an image. Steve pulls up the image of his fascia board. Oh, look, Steve's showing us his wood. There's number one.
He's playing catch up. Come on, you got a couple minutes here.
My little tirade about him ripping down the trees in the backyard. You sink some top rails in some concrete, and there you go. You have yourself some vertical points to mount off of. That's what I got. I'm here. It's Tuesday night. I had a blast on the weekend, and there's some things that I'm not going to rant about right now because we're on public and we'll talk about it later.
We're still not
things that occurred
monetized.
over the weekend. Oh no. We're not going over that right now because it's
Right.
still got me going. You guys know what I'm talking about. Because then something else happened in the exact opposite direction. So I'm
Yep.
so we'll go with that. Yeah, Tuesday nights, hanging out, doing great, having fun. And Don, you asked about my juice box. I got my juice box this week, motherfucker.
Nice.
Hey, I think I just ate. The smoking ape changes his mind every second. Now he prefers my camera when it was up top here and you were looking down on me. You got to make up your mind what you want, buddy. Like
He likes it both ways.
You know, we're not here just to please the smoking ape. There's 52
just
other
gonna
people
say,
in the
man,
chat
you're
tonight
taking-
that and
are
we
you
want to say
taking fashion?
howdy to everybody.
Absolutely.
I'm not even going to attempt to put one in the chat thing because every time I do that, I get lost. So we'll see you guys as you scroll by. We've seen you. We want to say hello and thank you for joining us tonight. So
Yes, thank you for joining us. All right, so
Was
all
that
right, shut up, Shane. It's my turn.
Man,
I'm-
he's on.
Dude, I've been
Yeah, give him the full screen. Give him the
Somebody's
full
on
screen.
fire tonight.
all right. So screwed up Saturday horribly on my activation.
He does have a nice
Giving out
shirt
the
on.
wrong park number because I can't read my own handwriting, and I reached out to a whole bunch of guys and let them know, and then I exported the log, fixed the log, exported it again, sent it out to the coordinator, and realized that only 5 of the parks under operator said my call sign. So I had to send it back and get it redone. And then, so that was my my Saturday. And then Sunday, I had a buddy call me up, say, "Hey, what are you doing? Meet me here. I'm going to bring my son. We're just going to hang out. We're going to ride our bikes, so on." So I went State Park, Pennsylvania, first time ever in Pennsylvania activating the park, and went to a top of a hill. It was 20-mile-an-hour winds. Watching the end fed going like this, like a nice arc from where I was, like going over my head. It was the mast going like this.
Oh.
It was great, and I had it on the driving mount, and I actually had to guy it too. So,
dang.
Holy crap.
but
So-
I got,
so-
Pressure test.
hold on, my first contact, AA0Z, park to park.
Nice.
And that's all I did. I hunted for the time. That's what I did. I had fun with that. My buddy's son was hanging out. He was interested. My buddy's just making fun of me. And so I got Kyle, and then I got N3WS, Tom.
Nice.
Tom. Yeah.
So
Okay.
and so those are the 2 big ones that stuck in my head over
Oh, what about
over the
me?
weekend.
What about me? We worked.
I didn't hear you. No, you know what happened? No,
Yeah,
no.
what happened?
What happened? The band faded. The band faded. That's my story, and I'm
You
sticking
fell
to
out
it.
the bottom. You fell out.
So-
Call me back in a minute.
So first
Wait, so
point.
the-
Hold on. We got before you go too far. first point of business is maybe we should elect somebody else to be the trustee of the call sign, because if he can't maintain his lawn, damn.
I see the finger coming any minute now.
Where is that? Where's that emoji?
Okay, keep going, Dan.
All right, and then so my buddy is a cigar aficionado, and he went into a local shop, and he got me 2 Padrones.
Got my attention.
Ooh, is it the 1926?
I don't know what he got me. He went
look
in.
on
He
the
purchased
band.
2.
It's a smoking thing.
It's a riveting stream tonight.
Can't hear it either. So
Okay, thanks. It is one by one. Can't hear you.
just
Your
one by
cigar,
one by
you
one.
smoke it how you like it, how you want it, and you're happy.
It looks like a
That's all that
1926, and if it is, you will love that cigar. It's a really, really good cigar. Anyway,
Oh, it's importado. That's all it says on here. It just
Cool.
says Padron handmade. That's all it says.
It's a knockoff.
Yes.
matters. From where?
Yes,
Canada?
it is. Yeah.
From the Canadian Rockies?
It's the Canadian Cubans.
Hey, we got Ham Radio for non-techies in the chat watching tonight. You got to come on the show sometime, bud.
welcome,
Yeah,
Scott. Actually, Scott, if you want to come on tonight,
Actually.
I don't know what you're doing right now. If you want to come on tonight, and you're in Discord, drop me a message. I'll send you the link. But Scott came to hang out with us while we were doing our Parks on the Air activation. Scott got his first activation, so that'd be a cool thing to listen to. So Scott, if you want to jump in, shoot me a message in Discord, and I'll send you the link.
Yeah,
At the end, do we want to open up for anybody who's like? I love to hear everybody's experience. Like,
Well, sure.
because not everybody had successes. I want to laugh at other people's misfortunes.
You already did.
Well, speaking of Daniel,
All right.
so what happened with
What
your
Cut to the
failed
chase.
attempt at Parks on the Air?
So it wasn't. So there's. I look at it as a fail and a success. I had a great time with my buddy Mel. We drove out to the Upper Canada Migratory Bird Sanctuary. It was a good time of camaraderie. It was awesome. It's kind of funny because we set up. We could hear every signal coming in, super strong. We had Mel, if you're in the chat, which I think you are. We had a 20-meter ham stick. I don't know exactly the one, and then he had a 40-meter vertical. And
cool.
Everything was moving in.
That's a tall antenna.
Everything was tuning nicely. But I don't know what it is with the signal getting out. Joe came back on me one time, and I heard somebody else. I mean, we made a couple contacts, maybe 6 contacts. Very, very distorted audio is what we heard. And so Mel, he messaged me before the show. He's like, I got a new rig for the truck. So he picked up a replacement rig for the one he had. And because it was raining all weekend, it was like Saturday was brutal. I think we got like 2 inches of rain on Saturday. And then Sunday was raining off and on. So we went out right between the rainstorms, and it wasn't that successful as far as we didn't activate, but it was an experience. It was fun. It was a good time spent together. So
you didn't pull the rig out of your shack. I thought that was one of your plans.
Well, that was my plan. So my initial plan was to build the end-fed half wave and do that whole thing. The biggest part of that was the end-fed half wave. Just never really got around to doing it. Didn't have the time. And with knowing the weather that was coming up, we're like, okay, it'd be easier just to go and operate out of the truck with the rig that's there. Than trying to set everything up outside and working that way. Just because like on Saturday, like we had pretty severe thunderstorm warning from Friday night into Saturday. Saturday was a downpour. So we're just like, realistically, we should just be ready to go set up, take down pretty quickly, and we can work in the truck. And it did rain when we were in the truck a bit too. So we didn't feel like sitting out in the rain. So it just worked out perfectly.
Because I know Friday night in the middle of the night, I heard the downpours. And when I got up in the morning, my yard, I saw like the small twigs and leaves down. Like it looked like something. So we were probably on that lower cusp of whatever you guys were getting up north there. Because it looked like something came through.
Yeah. So anyways, it's it was good. It was fun. And I look forward to actually doing another activation because even with not having the most contacts, it was still an enjoyable time. And holy crap, does that place have a lot of traffic? I thought nobody would show up, and it was just like nonstop traffic coming in and out.
What is it? Is it the leaf peepers? Is it just the bird? The wildlife enthusiasts?
It's probably just a question of the changing of the colors, the seasons and all that. So, it was just good good traffic. So
Because the park that I went to on Saturday, in the summertime, by 10 a.m. they're shutting it down. That's how
By 10 a.m.
By 10 a.m. because I'm on our Twitter feed for all the state parks, and they literally shut it down. There's just no capacity. It's a huge park.
Oh, gotcha.
It's a
okay.
huge park.
They
but
were
it just
running out of
fills up.
space then.
Right. They run out of space. So
Yeah.
at the last minute Friday night, I said, I'm going to go there. I said, it's off season. And man, I had basically, if there was 50 people in the park, I overcounted. I had this whole area to myself. I even had the guys help me move a picnic table over. And, it was just, and all of a sudden I turned on the radio and it had a low noise floor. And I'm like, this is going to be good. This is going to be so good.
It was interesting.
It was.
So so we had the park to ourselves pretty much the entire first start of the morning, and then as Don N5 SKT was coming in, he was telling us we had 5-2 pulled up on the 705 and then our handhelds, and there was like a line to get into Huntsville State Park. And when we were all set up, there was like a zero noise floor. And then you could see it as more and more people started rolling, the noise floor would bump up a little bit. Then it would bump up a little bit. We were all yelling to cars as they passed away going, turn around. You don't want to stay here. It's bad. Just go the other way. Oh, look at that. 10 beers. Man, Insects at RD. Thank you so much. That's awesome.
Thank you, man. That's great.
For the RF.
And
hold on. T-Ray says that he thinks he heard me. I think you probably heard he said he couldn't hear me, but he heard the pileup trying to come to me. I think you're talking about Joseph because he operated as Whiskey 2 Hotel Romeo Charlie Stroke Victor Echo 3. What we're using a call and log, that's a whole confusion we can talk about later because there's
no, we're not going to.
No,
I don't
absolutely not.
So you're going to clarify that for me later. We got to explain the situation. But first, let's keep going. And then I know we got somebody who's going to be coming in a bit. So let's finish up with this talk here.
Right.
And then,
So my hazard on Saturday was I had one of these guys on a bike. I don't know if it was a mountain bike. He had these big, huge wheels, these knobbies. He's riding all through the park. So I took some of those yellow tent stakes, and
you threw him out in the middle of the street.
Yeah, no. I just kind of tagged him. So the first time he comes through, I said, hey, listen. I said, I know the park is for everybody. Just be careful of the wire. He says, is it electric? I said, well,
yes.
It doesn't make it. I said, it doesn't make a difference because if you strangle yourself, what's the difference whether there's electricity or not?
Well, no,
it'll be shocking as you go down.
Don. You missed the perfect opportunity. You know why? Because you said, yes, it's electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie.
You should have said, would you hold on for that to 1 second? Let's see. I need to test this out.
And where I was in a regular picnic wooded area. I'm like, this place has got like 80 to 100 acres. Go somewhere else. Really? And but you know what my biggest problem was? It was the acorns. When the wind was kicking up, the acorns were dropping like dive bombers.
That's what was hitting. So we had Mike had his canopy put up, and we were sitting there, and I was working the radio, and all of a sudden it sounds like someone threw a rock at the top of the tent, and it was just a bunch of acorns falling. I was like, damn. It's like somebody does not like ham radio.
And all of a sudden, I saw a squirrel. I saw a squirrel, and I think this ham radio.
Ham radio. Hayden, thank you, buddy.
Thank you, brother. I could have swore I saw a squirrel laughing at me. Now I have a long history. I have a long history of squirrel versus Don in my life. So, and we'll save that for another time here with the
get you caught up in trees.
Yes, part of it, but we're not going to go there right now.
It's like to give them their nuts.
Okay. This stream, I swear.
Who said squirrel? We're not going to say. All right, let's get back to ham radio. Next. But I was using the hammers log. It was fun. I worked I was able to hit 25 park to parks my first day.
Nice.
On Saturday. And again, the guy from Slovenia, Sugar 59.
Was it 51 or 55? Because they're brothers.
51 Delta X-ray. Yep. Booming in on 17.
So we had right before I talked to you on 17, Don, and for anyone who hasn't had a chance to check out 17, jump on it because it opens up. We were in the morning. It was jam packed with people. We were hearing. I listened to a conversation in Ireland from Huntsville, Texas, and there wasn't enough break in between for me to actually contact the guy. He was just working them back to back, and I was like, "I'm trying, man, I'm trying." And then we listened to 2 conversations in Germany from Houston, Texas. So anybody who says that the bands are sucking right now,
They're not. They're not, because I was working I worked 2 Austria stations. I've never worked Austria in my life.
yeah.
And,
Thank you, Joseph, for correcting me.
yeah, thank you, Joseph. And 45 auto, I don't know. Is my Sig 9 a little bit too much? But I don't care. I don't care if I vaporize them.
You don't need to make loud booms because that just attracts attention.
But it was so fun. I mean, especially when the guy said to me, he says, "You're only 5'5", but man, it's loud. It's nice audio, and nothing is better when your other operator compliments the audio." I just said, "This is just a stock mic from the ICOM 7300." So kudos to ICOM and everything, and the settings that I had to modify. But man, it was just so fun working everybody. Let's talk a little bit about JOTA now. Did anyone work besides me? Did anyone work any of the JOTA stations on Saturday or Sunday?
I did.
Hey,
Actually, a couple of
guys, hold on. Before we get into this, you guys said something earlier. We did some clicking. We sent some links. We did some things. What are you doing? You gonna just leave them sitting back here?
Where are they? Then tell me. Then tell me you got.
I
Scott
told you. I told her we were going to bring him in at the bottom of the hour. Beer snack. Jeez, you see the guys up here on the top row? We got this, bro.
Dude, have a juice box and relax. Scott, welcome aboard. Scott, don't mind the rudeness of that juice box, brother.
You guys are cracking me up.
Welcome, Scott. How are you, brother?
Did you have problems with squirrels and acorns too?
I've been fighting acorns all day.
Hey, for those of you who don't know, Scott's got a great channel. Especially, Scott, tell them about your channel and for the new POTA people.
Well, I'm ham radio for non-techies. Just basically try to simplify ham radio for new people that want to get into it. I try to attract people. I try to help anybody who wants to learn about the hobby, get into it, study your test, pass as fast as you can, get your butt on the air, and get you to enjoy the hobby like the rest of us do.
You're doing a great job at it, man. I love how you explain things, and I wish you were around 25, 28 years ago when I was getting in, man, along with a whole bunch of other people. So thank you. Thank you for what you're doing.
Sometimes I can't control my mouth. I went on a little rant yesterday about something that happened at our POTA, but
we don't know what that's like.
You'll fit right in.
But we had an absolute blast.
Yeah, we did. That was my first activation. I'm hooked now. You guys, Mike and Shane, you guys created a monster. I mean, yeah, exactly.
Hey, Scott,
the first one's
always free.
Yeah, he's already got POTA 101, 102,
right?
103,
right?
104.
104.
There's nothing free about this hobby.
Hey guys, real quickly, Ariel just came in. I worked Ariel, I think on 20 meters, I think on Sunday.
Nice.
He threw me for a loop, but that was cool.
You got
Ariel,
peanut butter jelly in the log? That's great.
Yeah.
A little PBJ in the log on Sunday, 20 meters. So thank you, Ariel. And Jared Green's I see Jared Green. Jared, once again, 1,000 million thank yous for what you are doing for us for logging software. Thank you. Especially me, you took a guy who was running pen and paper and a clipboard, and these guys used to all laugh at me, and now guess what? They can't laugh at me anymore.
We still laugh at you, Don.
Okay,
we still laugh at you, but all right. So, forgive me, Jarrett, for I have sinned. I was cussing and screaming all day Saturday, and then when I went back in and realized I was using the wrong template, so.
POTA.
Yeah, no. I'm screaming
not the
like
generic log.
Nope. I was screaming at it. I couldn't get to enhanced mode, so I could, the extended mode, so I can enter all the other information. And then when I went back to check why, and it said that you're using the general template, not the POTA template. So,
oops.
Yeah, no, it's always double check, guys.
It's always
double
something,
check.
man.
I ran
my buddy and I, we downloaded. we downloaded the Hammers app on both our devices, and I have a couple questions about it. But my biggest complaint is about the POTA website, because it's so annoying
brand
when you're
new.
trying to go through it. It updates so quickly. Like they should have.
Well,
like a
turn the
4-minute
page.
window
Keep
or
up,
3
son.
Okay, no, seriously,
Well, no,
Daniel,
like
Molson,
you're looking, and then all of a sudden everything moves. It's like
You're
it's
not-
alive.
So
No, you're not the first. You're not the last. Okay.
Molson,
So-
first off,
also,
big
Daniel,
weekend.
in the Hammers app,
No,
if you
no,
click on the
hold
POTA
Hammers, I'm
tab,
cool with it.
if you click on the spots, though, you can see all of those spots that are fed directly from the POTA website. And if you're
Really?
trying to keep up, you can just hit the copy
Oh,
button, and it will
we didn't
move
have
that
internet.
information up into the contact.
But
We
you
didn't
have
have
to be,
internet. I was using my phone on the POTA app website. The device was
Well, the phone
had
does
logging
too. It'll
software,
do the same
wasn't
thing.
connected. Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
if you-
But even
if
on my
you're using
computer,
a
I just
flip
find
phone-
it jumps so quickly.
if you're
Yeah.
using a flip phone, it's going to be a lot harder. But
Okay, then. Okay, Grandpa.
Get off the StarTAC. You're fine.
Dang.
I have a question though.
Shots fired.
Does Hammers have all of the parks in the program itself? Because even though we didn't have internet, we put a like Kilo 1523 or whatever, and it would tell us what park it is. Is it in there already?
That's a good
So-
question. We'll have to
I
let
think
Jarrett.
I think it pulls his
comment.
data from Parks on the Air.
Yeah.
I thought
um,
so too.
Well, we had no internet connection hooked up to that device.
It does have a good bit of the back end database already in it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, there you go.
Look
It's
at that.
internal
Jared
database.
says internal database.
Yeah.
Bam!
So that's cool.
I don't know that he's got the newest parks though. I don't know how often he updates it.
does he have Brazil yet? Because he's got to get Brazil in for me.
I haven't worked Brazil
I'm
yet.
only kidding.
Listen, I don't want to know
kidding.
about your Brazil. Okay, just
Brazil or Brazier?
I don't get that wax anymore.
Ah,
Whoa.
Molson, I will tell you.
that's a
in the-
bad candle.
Molson, a
Ham
suggestion.
Radio and Manscaping.
I'm trying to keep us on track here.
Thank
Good
you.
luck with this group. Thank you,
Thank you,
Don.
Don.
Thank you,
Thank you, brother
Don.
Don Army. Saves us. All right, Molson. Suggestion if you haven't done it is go to the different fields, and if you're on 20, make sure you're only looking at the 20 spots, not all
Yeah.
the
Filter,
fields.
yeah.
Yeah, go to the filter out. Make
Yeah,
sure
no,
if
no.
you're on side.
I do the filters.
Okay.
He just
I
can't
do the
keep up
filters.
every
It's
minute.
just like well, no, you got to dial, and then it moves right away. Or you're oh goodness gracious.
You see, you got to
Oh,
adjust the
gee
glasses,
willikers.
read the screen. You got to adjust the glasses, adjust the glasses, look at the screen, and every time he does that, the screen jumps.
All
That
right.
screen's done moved. I can't
All right.
get anything logged here.
So here's
Jared-
what you do.
All right. Go ahead.
Here's what you do. You create your own spotting page
Well, that's right. We saw this.
using Node-RED.
There we go. There we go.
All of a sudden, your POTA kits turn into like your rig, your battery, and a friggin' PC.
All right.
Like, that's what it's gonna be, right?
For anybody out there, somebody please create the AARP version for Molson. And it's
All that
bigger.
thing, the Beetle flip phone that's got the giant numbers on it.
And if you order now, you get the free playing cards that are this big too.
This big.
The cue cards.
Oh,
So Scott, you being your first time, I mean, literally, Scott, seriously, that was your first time actually out in the field, outside, not hunting, activating. What did you think as far as, the simplicity of just doing it, right?
Well, it took some effort. I mean, the first time I pre-recorded a message on the on Mike's 7300, and I hit that button over and over, and he said, it's an automatic thing; it'll repeat every 5 seconds, whatever. And I just did it manually because I didn't want to miss any calls that came in.
Right.
And about 15 tries in, people started piling on, and it was just off from there.
Then
really
you're off to the
cool.
races.
Oh yeah, yeah. I got 13 contacts pretty quickly, and it was it's an exhilarating feeling. Just a fantastic.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you for the 10
Dan.
beers.
Thank you, brother Dan.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I got to hang out with some really cool people, met some new people,
Good.
and got to ask a lot of questions. That was really cool. And I think the camaraderie factor in doing this in a group, having a group of people out there. Plus, at one point, Shane, we had 10 people out there
Yeah,
So-
there's like 10
so-
or 12 folks that showed up. I was
So if somebody else is activating
surprised.
park, we just pass the mic around and activate
Yep.
the park for them all in one shot.
Absolutely.
I was listening to one time, and I think I texted Shane. Shane, did I text you? Said, "What are you guys doing? I'm trying to get in and work this guy, and I gotta wait in line because you guys just pass us." Yep, he says,
You can wait in line like everyone else,
like the deli counter.
right?
Oh yeah.
It's like
like-
reverse, like calling by numbers. You know, like okay, all 3 stations. It's the opposite, right? What if I don't want to make contact with Shane when he's with everybody else? What if I want Dawn and 5SKT and and K8MRD, but I don't want Shane? Then I have to put him in the log.
You got to wait.
You don't have to.
You don't have to
You
log
just
in.
wait.
Forcing.
You're not forcing anything.
We're forcing compliance on you, sir.
As an activator,
You must
seriously,
talk to all of us.
You must. You got to read the small print. But when
As
you
an
start,
activator, you just have to log the stations you hear, and you have selective listening. Remember
Right,
that.
right.
Oh, I'm sorry, station. The band faded out. QRZ.
antenna boy, can you please move that?
The interesting thing that I've ran off a couple times was someone kept saying you need to say your call sign more often, and literally my exchange is when I finish a conversation I say 73, and then I say QRZ. This is Whiskey 2 Hotel Romeo Charlie Stroke 5 every time, and I'm like,
Switch it.
were you not
Switch it.
listening?
Switch it, because usually when you call QRZ, that's when they start dumping on you. I've turned.
I know. I don't want them to dump on me. I want them to wait until I'm done.
No, so I usually turn around and I say, "This is so and so." For I'll switch it up every now and then, but if I'm running the activation, I will wait and then I'll turn around and say QRZ, and as soon as I get the Z out, I just let go of the mic because I know it's going to happen.
Kaboom.
Yeah, but no,
It was
Scott,
a great
I'm
time,
glad,
though.
man. Yeah,
It was a
it's
great
an
opportunity
awesome
for
experience.
those. Yeah, it's a great opportunity for those who have not had to rapid fire and those that may not have been comfortable on the radio. It gives you an opportunity to kind of polish up, and it's nice for Scott and some of the other folks that we had and Evan and those to watch Mike and I run a pile up, because Mike and I can just bang them out right quick. And then I try. It's one thing I explained to Evan. I was like, "This is how I run it. Now you run your pile up the way you want to run it. If you want to run it slow, and I invite you to do so. If you can't log very fast, don't let the pile up run the show. You run the pile up. If someone just
Absolutely.
decides not to stick around, they just don't stick around. That's fine. But don't feel like you need to rapid fire like Mike and I do in order to get it done. That's not the optimal. That may not be the best way to
that
do
takes
it.
practice,
It works
too.
for us.
Shane,
Yeah.
Shane, but that takes practice, and even listen. I'm just telling you. I'm not boasting. I'm just telling you. I've had, because of working in the 911 center, man, where it's a lot of rapid fire stuff. It's called going into the frying pan. But yet we have our lows too. It's prepared me, but still, POTA is still different, man, because you still got to train your ear to listen. If nothing else,
yeah.
you got to, and there is that
yeah.
that hand coordination of using the Hammers app or whatever app you're using. But what I'm trying to do, again, this is just a personal thing for me. Maybe you guys are doing it too. I'm trying to collect 3 call signs. So I'm gonna work. I'll work Victor Alpha 3 Sierra Delta Oscar. And I may say this call sign ending in Bravo Foxtrot, please stand by, as well as Foxtrot Lima. I could do that initially, but here's what happens. I forgot that I told you to
Forget
stand
who
by.
it is.
So, and because I don't have paper, I don't have paper and pen anymore. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to teach myself what I do at work when I have to run license plates is I find something on the keyboard to concentrate, and that's how I know that's how I got to go. And so far I've been fairly successful. Again, that's just my stupid idiot
Right.
way. It works for me, but just
Yeah, it's great. So mic fright, right? Everybody's got that mic fright. I'm scared of talking on the air, right? So I had mic fright. So I went out and said, CQ POTA, done. No more mic fright, nothing, nada.
Yep.
I'm on the air constantly. It was
Cure-
just one of those
cures it.
like, oh, I'm cured. Let's go. And just it's amazing the rush, because it just all of a sudden it's focused. And yes, I will I'll have the logging program, but I'll also have I have a notepad next to me, and I'll write down a few signs, and I'll say, okay, this station, this station, this station. All right, next, and then I'll go for QRZ. So I'll usually talk to 2 or 3 at a time, so that that the pileup continues to run. But Kyle said it right. He says good contesters make good POTA operators. Good POTA operators make good contesters. I have never been in a contest. And Digital
Rancher, thank you so much.
Digital Rancher, thank you. Hey, question for Scott. Scott, now have you been to field days before? Have you ever been to a field day before?
Yeah, we had our field day with my club back in, I guess, was it June or July? The summer field day.
June.
Yeah.
So so maybe I should ask this question 3 or 4 years from now, but you're going to see what you experienced over the weekend. It's almost like a field day times as many times as you want to go, especially with the camaraderie. It's a good feeling. It really is, just getting out.
Field day every
what I was
day.
going to say, though, is observation from a newbie. When you first go out and do a POTA and you're setting up your equipment, that's all the easy part. It's the fun part. And you get on the air, you start calling out CQ. You're going to have a little bit of fright. It's something brand new you've never done before. And then when you get a pileup, that's going to make your hair stand on end, and you're going to flip out a little bit. But you will get it. It forces you to prioritize the people that are calling in. They're you get always call signs all at once. You're going to hear like 2 little letters. Give me call sign, Bravo Lima. Right. And that you have that queue, so that one person, it's like you say QRZ, they all start piling up again. It forces you to get into that habit, and you really, I think it accelerates you into the whole POTA experience, but it makes it fun. You're gonna be scared.
Oh, he said the word.
Yeah, it's just it's gonna be fun.
Keep dropping.
And there's been a lot of F-bombs tonight.
Hey Scott, I'll tell you something. A long time ago at field day, one of the old guys, he's a silent key now, but I've been doing it more way back when. He says, don't ever be afraid to call by the numbers. That is a great way of controlling. Just don't do what I did one day. I went, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I think I skipped 7, 8, and I went to 0. And I heard some guy in the background, I'm about to 7 land. I'm like, oh. He's like, he doesn't know his numbers. I'm like, okay, Sesame Street was not working that day. So, but seriously, that's a great way of including yourself. You slow yourself down. You get everyone else just to chill out, and then especially if you say QRP,
mobile stations,
work them however you want. But then guess what? But tell everybody, hey guys, I'm going to be here for a while. I promise to work everybody. Let's get this done. You are now taking control, and I found that helps because so many people are going to want to work you. I know as a hunter, I love sitting watching guys. I mean, listening, waiting to get my whether I'm running 10 watts or 100.
Yeah,
or guess what I'll do? I'll go back. Find somebody else and then come back and then work you after everything is kind of like slowed down a little bit. So, I find
that, like, for me, like, so obviously like POTA, not a lot of experience, but I like to come down here and try and, run. I usually get a big pile up, and there's a couple, like, I have no problems with mic fright. What gets me is when there's like 2 kind of situations when all the stations happen to come in unison and you can't make one out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you ever had that where it's just like, it's almost like the choir saying their call signs at the same time and not one sticks out. Right. And then you say QRZ and then QRZ again and then QRZ again. And then it's just knowing when you have to switch over to 2 numbers, because I hate it. It was like when I'm a 3 and when the person's at 6 and it's like I got to wait for them to go all the way through. So that's the part that kind of bothers me with pilot. Not bothers me, but kind of like learning how to deal with it. The other thing that irritates the crap out of me is I hate giving recognition to the people who intentionally wait until everybody else finishes transmitting their call sign and it comes in with the SDO, right? But of course, he's the clearest one you get, right? So what are you going to do? You're going to give it to him. But nothing, well, sometimes you have to, and because you just to get things moving. And that's
not always.
Those are, no, but
I'm sorry,
me,
last station standby one, and then go through your thing. QRZ. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. No,
and then you say KD9. Then you say KD9 WHL. You're loud and clear.
Yeah.
That's how you work.
Somebody said in the comments earlier, when you're doing POTA, you are the net control operator at that point.
Yes.
You're running the show. You call the shots. It's your gig.
And you are the DX.
Yes, you're everything. You choose it. You choose it. Nothing is worse too. Oh my God! Here we go.
Hang on.
But
there, fixed.
Nothing is worse than I remember one time doing a late shift and I can only stay an hour. And you're like, okay, guys, I can only take 3 more, 2 more. Then all of a sudden, you hear guys, oh, come on, can you take 1 more? Then you know what you do. You work 1 more, and then some other guys are, it happens. And that's a good feeling, though. They want to work you. They want to work you. You know?
They want the park. They want the park. They want to work you, Don. They want you, Don. They want you.
And guess
I was
what?
just say, there's some people that want certain call signs, you know?
Jared,
I mean, I
good
can't help
evening.
it that Whiskey 2 Hotel Romeo Charlie is so popular. Sorry.
Well, wait, hold on. Did I tell you I got Junie on Saturday?
Yeah.
I
I'm
got the
so
duck.
mad.
I got the duck.
I was like,
She was-
really?
I never thought I was going to be. I figured we were just on ground wave. It wasn't going to happen. All of a sudden, she said, "Dawn." I'm like, "Oh my god, we can work each other." Speaking of, I got to work this guy Jared on the air someday. That's who I want to work.
I'm always looking for you. You got a voice that I think you and Joe Brett both have a voice that I feel like I could pick out in an instant if I heard it, but I can never
Yes,
hear
you
it.
can. Yes, you can.
All right, so hold on. All right, Jarrett. All right, welcome, man. Good to see you. All right,
Hi.
love the app. Windows 7. Okay, I want to beat the shit out of this computer
My God,
because it'll run hammers. Right now, hold on.
did you take a molten pill?
Don, shut up. Jared, so it runs hammers beautifully, no problem. Okay, it's Windows 7, and it's just irritating the hell out of me. But it won't keep certain things in the call signs, so on. But that's no problem. It was my other laptop that I was having an issue with that I forgot to change a thing. But it works beautifully on Linux when you set it up right.
Oh yeah. It should. I don't know about.
It's amazing. It's
I don't
amazing
even have
how-
a test machine for Windows 7.
It's amazing how shit works correctly when you set it up right.
Here.
Who would have thought?
I was going to say that, but I was told to be quiet, so I'm just going to.
Since one of you ever adhered to a request?
I'm gonna do a typical ham thing. I've never operated hammers on my phone. I'm gonna open it up and then complain about it right away. How about that, Jared? Are you cool?
Great. I'd love it. It sounds awesome.
That sounds
So
like
cool.
half the forums on any social media. People
That's
who
not
haven't
why
tried
we
it.
invited you here, Jared. That's not why we invited you here.
Everybody start your screen shares. I got a punch list of things you need to fix.
No,
it's funny.
actually, it worked well for the few QSLs we made, Jared. Like, honestly, it was cool. And I noticed right away that you have, I guess, the terminology is internal database of the parks.
Yeah.
So, have you when are you going to implement?
It got
those
updated
new-
this last release. So I wrote a script that would pull it down. So I want to do a blend. So 0.11.4 has it from, I don't know, a day or two before that was released. I want to do something that is a good blend of like, it can pull, if it can't find it, it'll, and you have an internet connection, it'll try. POTA just gives out a CSV on their like Facebook page that I then like convert to JSON and store in a thing.
Yeah.
And so I could make a hybrid version because there are a lot more parks. I mean, it was a thing I never even thought of. Like when I first started it, I was like, oh, cool, the CSV, I can just convert it and be done. And there needs to be a hybrid solution to. Yeah, it needs to update fast. There's a lot of parks coming, which is great.
I do want to say one thing I really appreciate is that flashing clock.
Yeah, that's new.
Updates.
Yes, there's folks that I didn't, I just use it in the field, but there's a lot of folks who come, like, will write on paper or use something else or whatever, and then they come back and will want to like backdate their logs, and so you can just pause that. Otherwise, it'll like just keep updating the time on you, and if you're backdating logs, it's really annoying. So that was a feature that somebody requested, and a lot of people liked. I don't use it, but other people do.
I noticed that over the weekend. I'm like, "Ooh, this is cool!" Like,
Yeah.
I sit
Yeah, you
there
don't have to
and
hit refresh.
you copy the spot from the spotting section, and then it'll automatically refresh until you put them in the log. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That,
I
that was,
got a question for you, Jarrett.
Yeah.
Is there any future plan to add a feature under the spotting tab to self-spot yourself without having to go out, without having to leave the app, go to Parks in the Air, and do your spotting that way?
That's really, that I would love to. I don't know if POTA, the app, I don't know, the POTA, the folk, have a public API that allows you to do that.
The API's coming. API's coming.
There you go. I mean, as they open, I mean that takes work on their end, right? Like to open
Great
up.
question.
Here's things that are allowed to do. There's tons of integration that could happen if that
Because that would definitely make your app like the definite all-in-one package without having to leave that app to go into Parks on the Air to self-spot and then go back.
I'm always like, I have it on my phone and then have whatever I'm running and I'm spotting me or spotting somebody else that I'm
I
like
spot
working.
on my phone and then everything goes to the laptop or goes to the my iPad with the little my Bluetooth keyboard on it.
Mm-hmm. I just
So
saw
we
the
had a
POTA spots
question.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
So we had a question, Jarrett.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm activating a park and it happens to be a twofer park, is there a way to do that in the activation, or do I need to just run it as one park, then duplicate the log, change the park number, and then just export the two ADIs?
Yeah, I mean that's it's coming that if you export a
Okay.
POTA template, it'll ask you real quick, like, are you or not export, duplicate a POTA template. Are there things you want to change? And then it'll just do it in mass. But no, currently, like if I activate a twofer, I will just save the one. I don't even duplicate it in Hammers. I mean, I guess you could if you needed to, but I just save the ADI and then just open it up in a text editor and Control F and find all of the park, whatever my park number is and put in the other park number and send it off. But yeah, it is a feature that I have in a backlog somewhere. Right now we're working on database stuff in Sync. I say we because I had to pull in a guy from work. I was like, hey,
Nice.
I need help.
We're hiring, bro.
Put it on the job board. Hey, this would be really good for your resume. Yeah.
Did you
Also, I'm your boss, so
How do you feel about
This little
freelancing?
side project for you.
Freelancing.
did you drag him out to do a POTA so he has the hands?
he is actually in VE land. He's in Toronto. Roll 20 is all over. We don't have offices, so we're all over the place.
Okay.
So he's in. I told him though because he got really like, what is this thing? And I was like, okay, it's good. Okay, so here's the deal. I work at Roll 20, which is an online tabletop gaming platform for people who play like Dungeons and Dragons stuff. These are all my like people who I work with, and I was like, okay, this is gonna sound nerdy, but it's this thing called Ham Radio, which I've never had to say at work ever. I've been in very serious business conversations about goblins and G.I. Joe and like Power Rangers was a previous, and like never had a preface like, okay, this is a really nerdy thing you haven't heard of.
A little nerdy.
A little nerdy.
Radio.
So switching topics from Teenage Ninja Turtles, let's talk about.
So wait, in the D&D world, we're the nerds?
No.
Oh yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, totally.
So Jared,
Those
I
are
was
ham
a little
radio
late.
guys. They're a different area.
I was a little late coming back, but when I seen you on the POTA.app spotting page,
Mhm.
and I said, this is a big POTA weekend. A lot of people using hammers. I don't know if it worked or not, because I couldn't hear you, but I could hear your pileup. And I'm like, I'm going to test this guy's pileup listening skills, and I put you on the DX cluster as hammers developer.
Oh,
So
I've
I
had
was kind of hoping.
I've had a couple people who are like, hey, I'm using hammers right now. And then they'll give me a quick feedback over, like real quick. During a QSO. And it's happened twice. I'm like, hey, this
Sir,
thing's
this
awesome.
is
If
not
you can make
you.
it do
This
blah,
is
blah, blah,
not
blah, blah, that'd be great. 73. And I'm like, okay.
That's right.
And the log, yours in.
Sorry, fading out. Fading out.
Oh, shooter, stand by. Thank you,
Sir,
sir.
stand by.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
thank
man.
you.
Thank you for the 5 beers.
Even the nerds with pocket protectors call us nerds.
You know you've made it in the world when the nerds go, you're a nerd.
No, I'm a geek. You should know the difference.
Right?
Huge difference. Oh man, that's awesome.
I was looking for. I got Ham Radio or We4DX. I got them. I was with a group. I am like the Elmer now, the POTA Elmer of these. I sent my wife a picture of me and a couple of like these old retired guys I love, Joe and Randy, and I was like, me and the boys just wilding out. It's just me and like these old guys. But I've become like this. Like I took them up there. With, like I don't know, like 5 or 6 people came out. I got a guy who. He's like an extra, and he just became an extra, and he's never really done a lot of HF. And I was like, get over here, and like I logged for him, and I taught him, and I was like, all you need is 10. All you need is 10, and I think he's hooked now. So I had a blast. It was gorgeous out in
Dude,
Kansas.
it's crack,
like
man. POTA is crack.
So crack. It really is. I try to
It's
tell
so
folks, like,
addicting.
you can sit in your house and like try to call CQ randomly, or you call CQ POTA, everybody wants to talk to you. Like you're the.
You know what's
everybody wants
addicting?
to talk to you.
Saturday, I came home from my park. I had to do some stuff. 5 o'clock.
Stop by the alleyway. Oh,
No,
sorry.
5 o'clock. What do you think? I'm sitting in my backyard with the ICOM 705 now hunting. So if that's not crazy,
Oh yeah.
you know.
Got any more than
and-
Poto contacts?
I just
gotta
need
make
two
a-
more.
to leave
Just
the
need
house
two
now.
more.
I was using that K6 ARK antenna off the 705, and I after 3 contacts, I quickly texted Adam saying, "Thank you. I can't believe I never had a resident antenna before. Thank you, brother." And then I said, "Gotta go.
You
Come
have a
on."
DX commander.
Yeah, but that's permanently mounted. This is for any field POTA whatever, and it's just and I took the MRD idea of just put it up on your expandable mast and just lean it into the trees.
It
Just
works.
lean it into it's great. It's great.
Was anyone else using the Buddy Stick Pro this weekend?
Me.
Was anybody?
Sunday.
How did it work
Sunday.
for you? Because so Mike and I were running, but we didn't have any bandpass filters, so we just stayed at Mike's station for the majority of the time. And he had the DX Commander Expedition, and then he had the MCOM Light Infed Sloper that we were alternating back. And I've got a story for that in a minute anyway. But if you were running the Buddy Stick Pro, how did it work for you? Because I haven't had a chance to run a pileup with it, even though I had it set up. I couldn't run with it because the other station was running.
So what I did was I ran 40 meters on the NFED sloper. Had the Buddy Stick Pro set up already on 20. And when I switched over to 20, I didn't say anything to anybody, including myself, because I didn't want to be just switched over, did it. And I forgot how many I know I did 140 on Sunday. I don't have my breakdown here of per band, but I think I was close to maybe about 50 contacts running 100 watts into that, and it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. It was
Nice.
It was like a knife going through butter.
I have to respond to Plasma Storm. I don't say POTA. I say Yahtzee whenever I get my 10
No,
contacts.
because when he's sitting in a group of
He really
people, they all
does.
go around him going POTA, 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 it's like Jenga, Jenga, Jenga.
Then you hear Shane go Yahtzee. I got my
All right.
10.
So,
Tommy Ainsworth, thank you so much.
Whoa,
Tommy,
20
man.
dude. Holy
Oh,
shit.
dude.
Thank you so
So,
much,
real quick,
man.
Before we
I have
continue
a-
with this POTA conversation, I'm sorry, Daniel. Go ahead. I don't mean to cut you off. No. I'm not being a jerk. Go ahead. You had a comment because I have.
Well,
something
I have a
off-top.
question. I have a question that's going to derail the conversation a little bit.
Okay, so hold on. So
No way.
everybody, we had POTA, right? Right.
Wait, Joe Brent said something.
I didn't hear him.
JOTA.
There's JOTA, Jamboree on the air. How many of us worked the JOTA station?
I couldn't work anybody.
Then he's like, I heard Yoda stations, but I wasn't going to talk to him.
So there were a couple of in Jersey. There were a couple that were in the North Jersey repeaters that I was just on the edge that I could barely hear them. I couldn't get into them, so I couldn't talk to any of the scouts. But listening to them on the air, just like oh wow, I'm talking to somebody who is 60 miles away from me on a little just listening to it, and then I guess the guys that are working on HF and saying, oh, I'm all the way over here on this side of the country. And I just wonder what the kids' faces, just like the sense of wonder on their faces when they do it. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm thinking, that's one of the things, as a scout leader, cause that's where I was, why I was late. So
One of the guys who I worked beer snack said to me, I'm sitting here. The kids are out doing their kind of thing. So he's having fun himself right now, right?
Right.
And all of a sudden he's like, I think the kid's name was Tommy. He's like, Tommy, come over here. I'm working a guy in Connecticut. And I could hear in the background, Connecticut. Oh my God. You would think I was on Mars or something. But I also learned with the kids, and having kids myself, I get it. You're really good for 2 questions. What's the weather like over there?
Yeah, exactly.
And what's your favorite either sports team or subject in school? But then after that,
what's
they
your
gotta
favorite
pass
color?
the mic. Yeah, your favorite. Yeah, you gotta pass the mic. They gotta pass the mic. But it was fun. It was really, really fun working the kids because they don't ask the traditional questions like, "Hey, what feed line are you using? Are you using a BNC versus the end connector off the 259, off the RG8, off the?" They don't.
Do you have a
they don't
vertical
know it.
antenna or wire?
Yeah. What do you got? Do you go on 60 meters or 80 meters? Which one do you prefer?
Well, guess you better brush up on your Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes. And what's that other game that
Leroy
the kids do? Jenkins. And what's the other one that they Minecraft or something? You got it.
It's Roblox now. Roblox.
Oh my God! So what happened to Lego when I was there? Okay, when I was there,
Lego.
I still use Lego. I just got
Okay.
one for my 43rd birthday. I got the Space Shuttle Discovery. It's like 3,000 pieces, so I still do Lego.
But talking to the kids is fun. Good. Daniel.
What would make my day talking on the radio? Be like, hey, how you experience the radio? And they're like, my dog's breath smells like cat food. That would make my day. If you don't know that reference, but anyways, I think that's what it is. Is that the proper sentence from the show? Yeah,
It's my cat's breath smells like cat.
And Kyle's right. Kyle's right.
Hold it together.
Kyle
there,
says
Snake.
asking a scout if he's running a K6 ARK antenna kind of kills.
Right. You know,
And Scout Shane, he stopped a pileup to talk to a few scouts, and I'm sure that it's great on the hunters that turn around and will be patient with other hunters or other operators and just wait because they know that hey, he's talking to somebody new, or hey, he's talking to somebody that could be bringing somebody new into the hobby. Excellent, that's awesome. And just to listen to some of the conversations, like I was able to hear a lot on 20, a lot on 40, and some on UHF, VHF. But it was just amazing the interaction and the we talk about bringing youth into the hobby or being ambassadors of the hobby. I think this was a great weekend for a lot of people to be ambassadors. And then then you had your usual Jacamos who jump on top of everybody else when they're doing pileups or call late or call early.
It's so funny you mentioned that, Beer Snack, because I had been on frequency for a good 30 minutes, and he tries to key up and goes, the frequency is in use. This frequency is in use. And I said, yes, by me. Gadesa. And move on. QRZ.
did you at least put
come
him in your-
on, really?
Get off of 7188.
I was on 20 meters. I don't remember which one
Did
it
you at
was.
least get his
Like
call
300
sign
or
and put him
something.
in the log? Shane,
No.
at least get-
I didn't even think about that. Last station, what was your call sign again? Get off my frequency.
James
up a couple
James
of,
is James Linden's in the chat. James, we worked you. Thank you. I mean, it was almost like going around on the bands and just working your friends too, as well as some new people. It was fun. I am telling you something. I had so much fun this week. I remember Saturday night being tired. I couldn't wait to get up for Sunday morning. I just could not wait. There I was at 6 o'clock. I'm like, man, if I get up at 6 o'clock, let's see, on the Eastern time, let's see, Shane and the boys are still sleeping because it's 4 a.m.
No, brother. I was up at 3:45. I had a 3-hour drive to get to that park.
But I'm doing that math. Let's see. So it's 3 o'clock and 6 land right now. I should probably just wait and, but it was just so much fun, man. And
It was a blast.
The New York
It was a
QSO party was going on. And let me tell you something, the guys in New York were fantastic. I want to thank all of those New York operators, as well as the other states who were hunting. Once again, you guys were all gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. It was fun to put you in my log and worked a whole bunch of locations I never even heard of. And it's fun.
New York was Saturday. Illinois was Sunday.
Yeah.
All right. So Illinois was blowing up all day Sunday. And what was great is, they were doing the same thing you do on field day. All right. So you're on the whole frequency. We're going to go on the half. We're going to go on the half. We're going to go on the half. We're just going to reduce our bandwidth just a little
0.5.
bit.
Yes.
Yeah. And
That was smart.
I wish everyone would do that whenever the bands are so packed like that. Just reduce your transmit bandwidth down just a little bit so that we can fit more people in there.
And guess
Then you
what?
don't have this rah, 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 whenever you're trying to have a conversation.
Reduce your power too. Go to 50 watts. And what's that? Maybe a half S unit difference. Maybe.
Maybe.
If you got a good.
So I have a quick question.
There you go.
I think
Go ahead. Go ahead, Daniel.
our people in the chat. So I'm genuinely interested, and you guys know what it's about, but I don't know what their answer is. So we're using Whiskey 2 Hotel Romeo Charlie call sign, and there was a little bit of messages that went back and forth. I think somebody made a comment somewhere about making contact.
Oh,
Beer Snack
Beer
told
Snack's,
you no.
Beer
I
Snack
wanna
is doing the
know.
whole kung fu fighting on you right now. He's like,
It's not controversial. I want to know.
Trigger warning.
I wanna
Trigger
know.
warning.
It's not controversial. I want to know what it is. So when you look at the last man standing thing, it was, the call sign
As a
stroke.
special event
1, 2,
station,
3.
they were doing it as a special event station. Okay.
Okay.
So, in looking at all of the rules, regulations, and the standard practices and everything for the United States, okay, using a section number after your call, okay, is not a necessity.
no
anymore,
longer needed. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
So, going forward, Whiskey 2 Hotel Romeo Charlie operating within the continental United States, Alaska, and Hawaii will be Whiskey 2 Hotel Charlie in your log. Okay. If
Romeo
all of us
Charlie.
are activating at the same time, shut up, Shane. I'm dyslexic right now because I'm so fired up about this because
He told
somebody
you.
instead of coming to the source, no, let's blast it out there. Anyway, so
That was,
Are you mad at me? Are you mad at
No,
me? You're saying this?
that was
No,
somebody
no, no,
else.
no, no, no.
They
It
should have
was-
came.
it's-
Yeah.
It should have
Okay,
come
okay,
to the
okay.
source, but anyway, but it has been clarified with POTA.
Okay.
It has been clarified through the ARRL. It has been clarified, through all of the web forums, through everything. Okay, Whiskey 2 Hotel Romeo Charlie. Welcome to Ham Radio Clubhouse. Will be operating as that from now on for all POTA events in the United States. Okay, if multiple operators are operating at multiple parks, we will be using the /section or something to identify where we're operating out of. So that means that Shane and Joe can operate at the same time. You just got to do /51 /52. I don't care. Okay, something to uniquely identify you. Okay,
So we've
Or I
been
can
doing it
just
right.
spot myself as my call sign and put in the notes operating as W2HRC.
can I finish? Can I finish? Can
No.
I finish? Can I finish? Can I finish?
No.
So those of us operating in the United States is there. Okay. With regards to operating outside of the United States, all right, because of the reciprocal operation permission we have with Canada, that Canadian call signs can operate in the United and we can operate up there. It will be in the logs as a stroke VE3 or stroke VA3. Okay. So it will be Whiskey 2 Hotel Romeo Charlie stroke VA3 or VE3 because it has to be with the section number. So
Yeah,
it would
only
be
for the
the-
Canadian stations.
The primary is preferred, thus the VE3 as opposed to the VA. It's preferred to use the VE whenever you're whatever section you're in.
James,
So-
I think we're getting your webcam audio and not your headset audio.
Just go to the gear at the bottom. Okay, so we've been doing it right.
Yes.
So okay.
Minus we don't for Canadians, yes. For US, for those of us working in the US, we no longer have to call out W2HRC stroke 5, stroke 9, stroke 8, whatever. It's just all W2HRC.
Unless you're all working at the same time.
No, even if we
you're
are
all-
working at the same time.
So
Even
how do
if you're
people
all-
know? So here's the thing: is that say we're doing a special event or we're doing a POTA day, and you want to make contact with all the Whiskey 2 Hotel Romeo Charlies, it's just going to show up on a spotting as Whiskey 2 Hotel Romeo Charlie.
You spot under your call sign, so it'd be
That's on
K5QBF. Yes,
Oh,
on
okay.
POTA, I would spot myself as K5QBF, and then the comment down below, I would put operating as W2HRC.
That's
Or
Or
you do Whiskey 2 HRC / I would just do because I'm already in Two-Land because it's where the call sign is. I would just do the Whiskey 2 Hotel Romeo Charlie. Shane would do 5. Scott would do 5.
so as we've been doing.
Speaking of hello.
hello.
Knock
Hello.
man. Knock
Anyway.
man.
So we'll get to that in a minute, because
I'm so confused. Can we just put this in writing?
No, Don.
I don't read your mind, beer snack.
If it's
Don't
in
read my
writing,
mind.
that means we have to adhere to it.
hello, James.
all right.
James, are you there?
Welcome,
Test-
James.
I'll
Test
just
one,
call.
It's becoming a,
Is
this
the audio
is-
better?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Much better.
I'll call Steve again on Saturday.
Yep.
That's what I did last
James just called us Oscar Mikes.
Well, yeah.
Well,
KI5
it's starting to sound like a
Oscar
QRZ
OEB.
form here. Let's move on.
It's 80
What
meters.
band are we
Yes,
on? What band are we on?
You're supposed to log it this way, silly.
Back in the day when you were a portable, you did /P because we knew you were portable.
So
Oh,
that
my
is
God.
that is no longer a requirement of Part 97 in the United States. It will no longer be operated as far as logging for that. So going forward from today, that's how it's going to operate for us. Can Peter Snack start over? No, Ron. No, hit rewind or come back to team replay.
Yep.
Not happening.
Team replay.
I'm so fired up right now that if I do it over again, my blood pressure is already going to go higher than it already is.
Listen to it on the podcast, and you can just back it up too.
Right.
So we have Scott here. We have Scott here. We have James here. We got two new guys here hanging out with us. Welcome, guys. Welcome. James, what's going on, man? How was your weekend? 50.
Oh.
How many parks did you do?
I only did 7 parks on the weekend, but that brought me to 50. Well, 6 activations. One was a twofer. It was cheating. That brought me to 50 total parks so far.
Nice.
And I've only been doing this. I did the math. 3 months, 3 weeks. I've been doing POTA. So
what you been waiting on, son?
But I just got my general at field day, man. I'm going
step up. Time to go.
You're
kicking ass, man. I appreciate it.
You can do this 7 days a week. You don't have to do this on a quarterly thing, right?
I do it. I do every Wednesday from the local park. I'm working on the kilo there. But
Excellent.
I got to take a complete newbie, never activated. He's been hunting for a while. One of the locals, and he did 2 parks with me on Saturday and 2 parks with me on Sunday. So he's got 4 qualified activations under his belt now, and I think he's hooked.
Good.
I'm glad you could take Joseph out with you.
No, I'm busy.
Oh, that's great.
I'm in the process of taking ownership of all the parks that Joseph came up above where he's allowed to go, which is King Side Road, by the way, Joe. Don't come north of King Side Road anymore. It's mine.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. These Canadians are really territorial.
They're already hiking on the fence post.
Yeah. That's my
real quick, Jarrett, I have to say a lot of thanks. Jarrett, I used hammers, not a single problem. And now I did have to take a laptop and uninstall Fedora. So that's for you, Jarrett. But at least I was able to use Ubuntu Mix, so I can stay with Linux. I didn't have to go all the way to
sell your soul. Yeah.
Exactly. I have the Linux framework tattooed on my arm, buddy.
Full boot.
Yeah. So hammers were great. I don't know if you saw the picture. Did you see the picture in Discord I posted for you, Jarrett?
No.
I was rocking the shirt on the weekend.
Nice. Thank you.
So, yeah. So no, it was great. It was great to take a new person out. My first activation, I went with somebody, so I know how helpful that was for me just to see it happening. And not only did he stay for 2 parks, but he came back the second day. So
nice. I love watching new people because the minute the pileup starts or the minute they get that first contact of someone jumping in at them, they're like,
yeah.
He was having a hard time keeping up. He was using hammers. He brought paper. I'm like, dude, you got an iPad. Get it.
Nah, bro. Like, we're digital.
I'll give you money. I'll give you money. Buy the app.
I'm gonna Venmo you your $4.99.
No training wheels. No training wheels. We're gonna go right to 2 wheels and go.
So, but yeah, I got Dawn first thing in the morning on Saturday. Before the second op showed up, and then I got him again later. Was it on Sunday, Dawn? So I finally got the Izzo.
Yep.
I got Shane and Mike. And that was good. I've got Shane a couple times, and I didn't get any of the other guys. Joe Brett, I didn't hear you. I was hoping you.
He was hunting, so
yeah, I was hoping you'd find me.
We need to make sure we have your call sign in the
alert.
Ham alert.
Ham
I'm just going to do that.
Yeah, I've got all. Well, I got to add Scott and Jarrett, but I got all the rest of you in my ham alerts, and my phone was going whack job. Because I also put the club call in there. My bad.
Yeah,
that was a mistake.
Jay, I shut it off on a big weekend. That's what I
just have to hit pause.
I have learned my lesson. I'm on there looking. I was doing the same thing. I was logging on the laptop, but I had the spots on my phone, and the phone just kept showing me notifications of emails. I'm just like, silence.
Hey, James, question for you: Are you permanently in VE3 land, or how are you?
I am. I still have to make a couple trips back to get the rest of my stuff, but I am relocated to Ontario.
Okay, because when people put you in their ham alert, we should add the /VE3 that I would presume.
Yeah, do either. I will be getting an actual VE call here when the weather turns a little bit, and I have more time that isn't taken out of my actual POTA time to get I got to study and take the Canadian class. It's Canadian test. It's
Mike,
it's a little more complicated.
Mike, you are awesome. If I could buy you a beer, Mike, I think I'd buy you a beer tonight. That's awesome.
Mike says, we have to remember our podcast listeners.
I know.
Mike
I keep forgetting about that.
Can Jared put an Easter egg in Hammers so that if you put Whiskey 2 Hotel Romeo Charlie as your call sign, a pop-up display, it just took it away. I put it back. I can't read it. It warns you to check with beer snack first. Yeah.
Just give him a juice box. Just give him a juice box.
It shouldn't pop up. It should just send Beer Snack a notification saying, it's like an authenticator. Do you approve the use of this call sign?
No, it should say Ham Radio Clubhouse. You damn right.
Jared's gonna have 2-factor off for that call sign, right?
Yeah,
I've seen the K Murder one. It's pretty awesome.
KMRD has his own little. That's because I call him Papa POTA because that's how I got it.
Yeah.
That's how I got introduced into POTA was Mike.
Yes.
So he has his own. It just turns on extra gain for him. That's all it does.
Because he needs it.
That shirt,
Exactly.
that shirt I was wearing this weekend was at least 2 dB.
Nice.
So let's see. You get 2 dB for the shirt. You get at least 1 for the beard.
Yeah, only one. That's probably generous of you since you got a 9 dB beard.
Well, if I've got 9, that means Scott's Scott's over the horizon with VHF.
Yeah, I was about to say Scott's like
no, Scott is log
dB,
periodic.
that's 3
That's
times.
that's log periodic
log
right there.
periodic.
So speaking of D&D, the shirt, the beard measurement shirt, the different ranks.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get a Clubhouse one made. That's how many dB you get as your beard.
That's a great idea.
Shane's gonna be -10.
Yeah.
And Izzo, we just have to give him a dB just for trying.
Dummy load.
Dummy load.
Speaking of Hamler, this morning, Steve, like at 7:00 this morning, my phone was going off. Were you on doing FT8 this morning?
Yeah. I was sitting here at the house and
I'm not working.
FT8 and, yeah.
It's like
hold on,
7 o'clock.
wait, hang
I'm
on,
getting ready to go to work, and my phone's going bling bling. I thought it was text messages, and it's Steve.
I think the wife
FT8ing
is.
in the
I think the wife is listening in the other room. Guess what? I'm not shaving. I'm growing it in. All right.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what we
I'm
call
sure the
it in
dispatch center will
Canada.
let you do that.
About Christmas time, Izzo to look like Shane's.
Maybe. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, don't feel bad.
Shut up, Shane.
I was 28 before I could actually grow the beard.
Make me drop my cigar.
I was 16 and not getting carded anymore.
Oh my god!
If I shave, I'm 41. If I shave, I'll get carded. I guarantee it.
I get carded still. What are you talking about? And I'm 43.
Well, when they look at your license, they go, "No, you're good," because I see the 1.
Yes. No, they see the 7. They see the 7 in the birth year, and they're like, "Oh,
I'm not even allowed in the store."
Sorry."
Jared, how many?
I just ask them which one they want. When they see, "Can I see ID?" I say which one. They're like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Well, do you want me to be an American or a Canadian?"
You know what I say? Like, all right, you want to see my pistol permit? Which one do you want?
Whoa!
Come on.
So
you got to be of age to have a pistol permit.
That's right.
Jared, just to get on, do you know how many users approximately you have right now for the app?
There's like monthly. Oh my god, this is like work. Monthly active users. My MAU count.
3.
There's
a few thousand. There's a few thousand. Yeah,
nice. That's awesome. Does it pull data? Like, you can obviously run it without using data, but is there an option where it, like, while you're using it, pulls data up or no?
If you have an internet connection and you enter in a call sign, it'll pull up data. It'll pull up like who you're talking to. There's a free option which is hamdb.com .com, and there are two authenticated options you have to enter credentials in. That's QRZ and Ham QTH. So whichever you have there, it will pull. So if I, type in K5QBF, it'll say it's Shane, and here's where they are. It'll populate there.
It'll say perpetual badass.
Jared, does it cache those results at all?
Can't grow a
beard. No. I'm thinking about it. I'd like there to be an off. Nobody can give. Somebody has somewhere. I think the HamDB guy has he's got the scripts to pull. I mean, you can go pull all this from like FCC, right? And there's probably for international, but it's a horrible government database that you have to parse and normalize and try to. Yes. Yeah.
I think it's pseudo comma separate, like
myself and Kyle
style.
have tied this discussion. So
you've got to figure it out. Where I don't have to Aachen said my way to happiness or something.
Oh no,
you got to hex your way into happiness.
Yeah.
It's all it's hexadecimal.
All right,
you got to convert it back into binary. It's all machine code too, so it's the worst.
Well, the reason
we'll get in touch.
Yeah,
I have something here.
Okay,
I think there are some nominations in order.
Oh yes, that's right. Thank you,
for
Brian.
some first timers that have been on the stream.
So
you haven't
Scott,
ever been here?
I believe Scott. We gotta get Scott in, and we gotta get James in, right?
I'm in.
James is in.
That happened.
So
a
is
couple weeks
Jared.
ago. Yeah.
Yep. So Scott's the only one. So I make a motion to allow Scott to join the Ham Radio Clubhouse.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, whatever.
All opposed?
We will send you the PayPal link for the dues, Scott.
Yeah. It goes up by a zero every year.
And also, right? Scott, before we totally,
I'd like to thank the Academy.
Scott, I realize your channel is targeted to the new people and making things untechnical. I'm a technical guy. I've been licensed since I was 12. My dad was a nerd. I'm a nerd, but I still watch your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's technically targeted at non-technical people, but it's great.
Well, I'm just trying to. I don't want to say dumb it down, but I want to try to because we're trying to figure out how to build bandpass filters, and somebody sent me a PDF, and it might as well be
in hieroglyphics.
Physics. I mean, it must have been written by Stephen Hawking. I'm looking at what the hell am I reading here? So I'm trying to find people to interpret it into English.
The schematics for the space shuttle fuel system.
Shane, you're going to go to hell. Shane, Shane, you're going to hell. You are. For those of you on the pod, I know you want to tell everybody on the podcast what you just did.
Nope.
You're going to hell. Oh, don't worry. I'm driving the bus, but don't worry.
I'm pushing it.
Yeah, but Scott's channel is going to go the way of everybody. Now that he did a POTA, it's going to be another POTA channel.
Oh, here we go.
No. I still love talking about other stuff and bringing my channel. The way my shows are written is when I have a screw up or I do something stupid, it becomes a show.
Yeah.
And I think people appreciate that because somewhere down the road, someone else can run into that same problem. Like the other day, I had an issue with my 705 wouldn't charge off the battery, and it ended up being the power poles because I'm a moron and used the wrong size power pole connectors and actually crimped the casing of the wire instead of the actual wire, so nothing was making a connection.
Right. Okay.
No mistake, but
I capitalize on my screw ups all the time.
Yeah, I mean, if you make videos about your screw ups, then if you're like me, you got content for years, just in
days.
And Scott, your family, you've been properly inducted in here when Molson just kind of says, I mean, he gives you a life coach. So there you go.
Well, I appreciate
Molson,
it.
I'm going to come over. I'm going to take you out. We're going to have a successful POTA activation. You're going to fall in love, and you'll stop this namby-pamby stuff.
And it won't be on 60
I
meters.
just say it to get you guys all, don't talk about my POTA like that.
And he's like, POTA.
I mean, I wouldn't mind doing some soda stuff.
This is the most he's been involved in a POTA conversation ever. I think,
right?
Good point. Excellent point.
Talking about Joe making more than 5 words. Damn, Dan.
Hey, listen, James just joined us. This guy is hungry for POTA. He doesn't even have to be a Support Your Parks weekend. James, good evening. Thank you for joining us.
That James, not this one. That one.
Yes. West Virginia, man.
What's going on, Don?
Why aren't you out doing a POTA right now?
That wall's looking pretty scarce, man.
No.
It's Ham Radio Clubhouse time, man.
That's the answer.
I'm out of frames. I got like stacks of them over here.
Nah.
Thank you, Roger.
Roger, thank you.
Oh, awesome.
Good, man.
Roger
Thanks,
with the
buddy.
9 beers. Y'all are fantastic. There's 50 of you guys watching. We want to thank you guys. We're an hour and 25 minutes into this mess, and thank you guys for sticking with us. Thank you for all the beers you guys are buying us. We appreciate it. We can't wait to announce what we're actually going to be doing with the money that you're donating, because we're not one of those folks that keeps that money. Keeps that money. We've got to give that back to the
Capes?
community.
We get
Can't
capes?
wait to announce that.
Yes, they're POTA flag capes, courtesy of Ham Radio Dude.
Don't put on a
for
wig.
capes.
Yes.
The capes here. The capes.
No. Capers?
Oh my God. No, it's a blast. And you know, what we do have in mind is something that I don't think anybody else has done. And
I haven't seen it.
I
I've
hope
seen
we- I
something
hope we-
close, but not exactly.
It's not just a giveaway; it's a concept.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely. Yeah.
We can't.
And so-
Ashbet, don't say nothing more. Let's.
What the fuck
Y'all
did you
are
just
itching
say?
a little bit closer.
Ashbet. That means be quiet.
Are you Jewish? I'm gonna.
I don't know. It's Italian.
I'm sorry if I offended anyone. I apologize.
I'm sorry, Don. I didn't hear you.
That I understand. Fine. I'll just sit here. Fine. I'm just gonna sit here and be quiet and smoke my cigar. Watch.
Don't bring up Helen Keller in this conversation.
Watch this. I'm gonna tickle. I'm gonna tick a lock. I'm gonna tick a lock. You ready? Right. I ticked the lock. I'm not gonna say nothing.
He picked the lock. I don't know what he's picking, but you know.
All right, so I got a question just for Izzo.
Yes.
All right.
Pepe's or Sally's? Wow, really?
Oh,
You know,
so what is a Pepe and what is a salad?
Okay. In New Haven, it's called Worcester Street. And they go back to what, the 30s and the 40s of the families making pizza. I like them both, but I've actually had, I don't want to say better. Pizza to me is a taste. Everyone has a different taste for pizza, and I don't want to offend the two families because they are good pies.
Yeah.
But I like a different type of pie than what they have. Now I wouldn't say I'm going to turn it away. Like in New Haven, there's a place called Modern Pizza, brick oven, thin. Out here where I live, we got some nice, good Italian clam pizzas. It's
Well, the clam pies are pretty much a staple in that part of the world. Yeah.
Now,
I
James,
didn't want to derail the whole conversation. I was just asking.
no,
no,
you
this is
say
new
these
conversation.
boys beating me up.
Now
You
we
say
brought
these
up
boys
the
beating
point
me
here.
up.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Shut up, Shaq and Greg.
Yeah,
so-
shut up, Chuck. You're right. He's
We're
not even
gonna
here.
Bring that one up here. All right.
Yeah, really. What?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit him.
He likes a Boston pie. We'll go with that. Anyway,
That's all.
So Plasma Storm says he likes pineapple on his pizza. Get out. Actually, no.
we
it
call
is
that
an
a
acquired
Hawaiian
taste.
pizza up here.
Yep.
It is an acquired taste, but Chicago deep dish. If I wanted to have lasagna, I'd have lasagna.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's a good analogy. I agree with you. I agree with Beer Snack.
But hold on, I got a question, James. So I've been around the U.S. like James, November 6th. I've been I've gone to the U.S. a lot for work and stuff, and Canada has a completely different pizza than what you Americans think.
What
is
do you
a
do?
Pizza.
What's your
You
pizza like?
Americans.
Hey,
You
well,
Americans.
first of all, like, yeah,
You guys,
Made with
it's
moose?
yous guys.
that's
I want
right.
to hear this.
The United States claims they're American, but Canada is in America too. I get it. Yeah. Okay. So it's completely different. Like you guys, like you go to New York, and a lot of them are like they're like very kind of thin, sopping. Like
They're crackers with
greasy.
ketchup on them.
Yeah, exactly. Up here, it's like I don't know how to describe it. It's just good. I like it better, but I enjoy your pizza too. But it's not even the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. I mean, I lived a quarter of my life in Canada at this point, and I don't know how to describe it. It's just different.
If you're not covered in boiling cheese and you don't have dripping oil all over your clothes, you're not eating pizza.
Oh, there
You ain't right
go.
with Jesus.
There you go.
I want to live a few years, Scott.
I would say
Just go hike a few summits.
The grease that's coming off it helps it go down and keeps you lubricated inside. That's it.
Helps it go down, helps it come out.
This is not an advertisement for Metamucil.
When you have it cold in the morning, all right, it's still good, even though you have it cold in the morning. That's it. There you go. All right,
there you go. That's how you. That's something. That's how you judge a good pizza. If you can eat it the next day.
Yep.
We are not going down that conversation.
Don, you
again.
can't say that, man. Not Izzo. Not Izzo. And
we're just
for
not.
the record, for the podcast, it's poutine or poutine.
It's poutine.
It's poutine.
Poutine.
Yeah,
Poutine.
Yes.
So actually, there's a pizza joint when I used to live in Montreal, and they used to make. They used to call it the putizza. Like it was a pizza, and then they put poutine on top of it, and then extra cheese on top of that, and it was a heart attack on a plate, but it actually tasted pretty decently. So imagine
heart attack.
That's a great heart attack to have.
I introduced a Texas heart attack on a plate up here to some people, and every year they want it. It's the baked potato with the pound and a half of brisket on it.
Nice.
Good old Texas import.
Yes.
Kurt says cold pizza and warm beer is the Marine Corps breakfast.
Oh, hair of the dog.
Both are disgusting.
Crayons.
So apparently, according to Plasma Storm, the crust is softer, and the sauce has different spices in it. But it is still good pizza, though.
What's that? The Canadian pizza?
Canadian pizza, yeah.
Canadian pizza. Yeah. But it is still good pizza.
I would love you are correct. It is French.
I'm not a big pizza person. That's why I'm not saying a whole lot. But if somebody bought me pizza, I would eat it. But
I would love to ask Shaq and Greg a whole bunch of questions right now. But guess what?
No.
We've completely we started talking to James over here, and then we kind of went off on this pizza thing. Thanks, Scott.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to. I said
Moving on.
Who's got that music going on? What's going on here?
Someone booted up the soundboard.
We're gonna classify this. Okay, we now have Canadian Transport James, and we have American James. There we go. So James, I do see that there's a spot right next to that power strip. All right, that you could fit 1, 2, 3 more certificates.
Yeah, you got to move that power strip.
Yeah, move the power strip.
Move that power strip. Not take the power strip off.
That's where he's going to put the. That's where he's going to put the. That's where the Ham Radio Clubhouse stickers are going to go.
That's where the operator with me is going.
Okay, look at that late shift. He deserves it. Oh, nice. You deserve it.
You should put these up there.
Listen,
Shane,
I'm going to believe
me those. I got a whole wall behind this curtain that needs to get filled.
You gotta earn them, bruh.
Pulling you out of the mud in Texas wasn't worth it.
That's true.
James, does anybody verify these certificates on your wall? Like, do you have accreditation for them or something?
Look at the POTA webpage. They're who gives them to me.
POTA has it on their website.
I mean, Hewlett Packard did.
I'm seriously. I'm seriously. Like, I want to know, like, where is this all through? And then
go to the search bar in POTA and type in my call sign, and it'll bring up my profile and it'll show all the awards.
Oh yeah.
Well, so there's an interesting thing going on. Speaking of awards in POTA, there are people who have earned operator to operator awards with me, but I don't have the award. They have the award for working me 50 times, but I don't have it.
If you are the person who was activating, you don't get the award. Only the person that hunts you. I'm like,
oh, I thought
how much
that's called you got robbed, bro.
Yeah.
Because I've got it.
I'm confused.
I've got it with several people.
Wait, hold on. Question. Hold on, because if Mike's activating a Parkade MRD, and this is one that actually popped up through the POTA Facebook QRZ group over the weekend, that Mike got a operator certificate, right, as an activator.
Well, you're talking about the one he got, a special recognition certificate?
Special recognition, I bet. Yeah.
That was somebody nominated him because of a
he was nominated for that one.
Yeah. Anybody can be nominated for one of those. In this case, it was because there was a kid, and it was like
he was talking.
It was a
But
awesome. Yeah.
If anybody has any questions about how often James activates,
a lot.
Just to give you an idea. Okay.
Yeah, I worked James a few times this weekend. We managed to get a few parks.
The man keeps us busy.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Where do those go? 8 lands?
You could,
thankfully.
You could set your clock. You know what's cool about James? You could set your clock to 0000, and you say to yourself, "I feel like getting in some late shift hunting." Guess what? He's there for you.
Yep.
Him and a few other guys, they're like there for you. It's great. It's great.
So I actually
nice signal.
I actually asked somebody the other day. So I'm a 6 call, but I'm kind of a 3 call right now. So who do I send my logs to? And like your primary. Don't send them to 3.
Yeah. James, you have my email, right?
Send him to 6.
Which James?
You.
Canadian
one
James.
speaking.
Send him to 6.
Canadian
James.
Now, send him my way. I'll take care of it.
No, my 6 guy's great. God's great.
Done.
Yeah, he is.
See?
He is.
This is how we get things done around here.
We know a guy.
Who is paying?
Nobody's
James
paying me to work POTA, but I'd be happy to take the donation.
James is currently open to sponsorships.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind a hex beam. I'm getting ready to go up into Northern Ontario here in the spring, and there's no internet up there, and radio is going to be tricky too. So if anybody wants
You
to
could
donate
just take a Buddy Stick Pro. You don't need a hex beam.
Take the Buddy Hex. Order your Buddy Hex.
If somebody wants to send me one, I'll test it out in the real wilderness.
Well, I mean, it's been tested in Alaska, so
That's not the real wilderness.
But hold on. It was tested in Alaska, but while it was still warm out. Okay, Canadian James is saying he's going to go up to like the Diadec Mines, and he's going to go play up there. At the far end of the ice road.
I'm going to go up in the snow.
I've
already promised everybody POTA in the snow and POTA from an ice hut on a lake. We have an ice hut. We just got to find the right lake that's in a POTA zone.
I found somebody this weekend. They said they were 10 miles north of the Arctic Circle.
Oof.
Wow.
Does that mean they were on the other side?
Well, they could be in Sweden, Finland.
No, they were they were north of Alaska.
So they
were in the Yukon.
Probably
yes,
Yukon.
they were. It was a Canadian call sign, but they were north of Alaska.
Did you work the guy from Saskatchewan? Because that's who I worked.
Saskatchewan.
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 Saskatchewan. But he said, Saskatchewan. But he said you're working Saskatchewan, and I'm like, oh, that's great. So I put him in my log.
Where did Molson go? I need a Canadian buddy right now.
Where did he go?
And
I think
he's in the back.
Joe says it was Victor Echo 8, Germany Echo Romeo.
Yeah,
North
GER.
Yeah.
I think that when Molson uses the Ham Radio Clubhouse call, he should be stroke 7.1.88.
Oh,
for those of you that don't get the reference, go back a couple of episodes and you'll see what we're talking about.
Oh my God.
As much as I would love to have that happen, the FCC would come down so hard eventually when they finally start, enforcing things. But they would come down so hard.
What did James just say? What did James just say? I think when Molson what?
He said, "You're my buddy."
I was trying to explain signal.
I said that you wouldn't have been asking so many questions if you wouldn't have been crediting Mike and Shane for getting you into POTA. If you'd been watching the real POTA channel, you wouldn't have all these questions.
Oh, you mean Mike KMRD?
Shots fired.
Shoes are coming off now.
So
don't make me go get my wig.
There is a Saskatoon. There's a
Yes.
Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
You know, I keep hearing this, and the
Thank
only
you.
thing that goes through my head is the scene from Grown Ups.
Yes, yeah. That's what my wife said. I was so happy. I worked the guy from Saskatchewan.
You guys from Saskatchewan?
He had a great signal. He had a beautiful signal. Hey, I don't care. I don't care.
Yes, Plasma. That's right.
You're in the large.
Hey,
I just can't wait till I get my actual VE call, because you know how fast people get confused when they hear a 6 call with a /VE3, and they think I'm trying to give my park number with my call sign. It's like, no, that's /VE3, and then I'll give you my park number.
Or you could just listen to the CQ and get the park
Yeah.
number, but
I have I recorded my CQ, so it's very clear. I don't have the part number in it, but it's very clear. November 6th, Radio Delta stroke VE3.
how does it normally take to get the VE3 call sign?
I put a picture in Discord. One of those guys is one of the local testers, and he's like, every time we go to POTA on Wednesday night, we go POTA together. And he's like, "Are you ready to take the test? Are you ready to take the test?" So the examiners here are all my buddies. They're like, "Yeah, we'll go have a coffee at the Timmy's, and we'll give you the test." So they're just waiting on me.
The like when I did my test, the guy who I was at his house. He went right online right away and put the results. And he said, "What do you want as your call?" We went through, we did it. That night, I got an email confirming my call sign.
Nice.
So and then you get your license like 2 weeks later in the mail, but you get your call sign confirmed right away.
We already found the call sign for me, and it's yeah, they still mail it here.
Yeah, I have an official.
I gotta print my own.
Yeah, I had to print my own FCC license too.
You get a small one, and then like a wallet version, and then you got a big plaque version or whatever. So
we used to get that with the FCC, but when did they start doing print your own? I started having a couple
budget cuts.
Like a couple of years ago.
Budget,
yeah.
budget
it was
cuts.
recent though. Yeah,
budget.
Yeah,
because when I renewed in 2012, I still got one in the mail.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I was at. Go ahead.
That was it. Yeah, the FCC. I think it was
So
2014
now they're just
2015.
A official copy that you print out.
Yep.
That's
Anything to save a tenth of a cent.
Yeah.
right.
I was gonna say, had to do the same thing for one of my VE badges, so it's okay.
I went to Park Victor Echo 0419, and I was like, there's only one park. There's only one guy who activated it, and he made 16 QSOs. And I went in there like, oh, we're gonna blow this guy out of the water. And then 6 contacts later, I was like, oh, respect.
Hey, Scout, no disrespect, but is Shaq and Greg feeding you those jokes? Because that's
Ouch.
Comes out of my own sick little head.
Don SKT, you can't, because it's my band you call and I'm keeping it.
there you go.
Cool. So, as far as for the app, I just want to go back to Jarrett. The reason why I asked you about the online stuff, when we were talking about hammers, if people are connected to the internet, if it's communicating with a database or something, in the future, would it be is it a possibility to almost have an incorporated like spotting for people who are using the app? Like, you know, so if people are using the app, say I'm logging, and say Beer Snack is like saying I want to follow VA3 SDO. If it's communicating with some sort of server, would that be a future possibility where automatically says, "Oh, Dan's using the app"?
Yeah, actually, that'd be very easy to do.
You talking like a ham alert feature?
I'm gonna like internally with hammers users alerting other hammer. Yeah, it'd be very easy to. I'm gonna write it. I'm gonna type it out. Actually, I'm gonna create a ticket, Dan.
He's doing it right now. He's doing it right now. Do you see this? Do you see what's happening right now?
Oh my God! Innovation.
Innovation. I'm not saying. I just came to my mind because it's not like I know everything's difficult, but I think Hammers is gonna like. There's obviously other apps that people are using, but I think it's very practical and it's versatile. The way it's used and how it's customized, it will eventually be the predominant, if it isn't already, the predominant logging software for POTA. And if all the guys are doing POTA using, say 75% of people are doing POTA are using it, then it just facilitates the park to parks and then following the people that you want to follow, and that's down the road as it grows, you have more availability to do things,
Well, just with what Hammers does now, it's already a fantastic app. And I think it's just going to end up going more viral as more and more people are exposed to it, learn how to use it. My video tonight was exactly how to use that whole app. And I went kind of in depth with it. I'm sure I didn't cover everything, but I did a pretty good job of kind of explaining it.
I like it so much. I bought the Hammers baseball hat.
I've got the hat
wait
and
for that to
the-
come
and
in.
Wait a minute.
one of the things,
the merch store?
Yeah,
Yes, he has a merch store.
I bought a hat. Absolutely.
There goes more of my money.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That actually, I rarely look at not rarely, but yeah, the merch is great because I don't make a lot of money off it otherwise. And I forgot to say, I got an email. It said Don Izzo, and I was like, holy shit! That was really.
Here's what happens.
That made my night.
Here's what happens.
All right, then guess what?
Somebody
Maybe-
makes a comment. Somebody says something about ham radio here, there, and here's what happens. It goes like this. It goes.
And I swear I won't buy anything more.
Liar.
Yeah, right.
My wife's,
it's,
my wife's already called permanent bullshit.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just shared the link for Jarrett's merch store in the chat. So,
See, I like hats. I collect hats, watches, pens, all kinds of crap. So
I have 84 caps. How about you, Scott?
Wow.
I haven't done a count on those. I have like 40 something watches now, though.
James just had that I feel like he just for some reason counted them before he got on the stream. He had that ready to go. I have 86 right there. Yep.
No,
I just
no,
put it
no.
on
no.
the
He goes into lids and he goes 87, 88, 89.
I'm like,
do I get to count my Mandalorian?
You got to understand something. I just packed my house in Pennsylvania to move.
Okay.
And I had to make an inventory for insurance purposes. Right. And also because when I cross the border, they might ask me randomly what's in the box.
Right. Hats.
So
What's in the box?
86 hats.
The thing is, I went down to get stuff.
We're Shaq and Greg.
I went down to get stuff a couple weeks ago, and I ran an extra hour away to HRO in Delaware to pick up some stuff. No sales tax in Delaware. Thank you. It was only a 2-hour round trip out of my way, and it was cheaper in the U.S. So, fortunately, they didn't ask me about it when I came back. It was just ham gear.
I like the idea of some insurance agent getting, hey, we got a what's it called when you file we got a claim for 86 hats, and they're like, oh, are they like really like special hat? No, there's just ball.
They're all
There's
Hammers abs.
86 ball caps. How much do we send this guy?
Some of them actually are limited editions and stuff, but only.
They still have the stickers on them.
Hey guys, we got a serious question.
Uh-oh.
Plasma is asking.
The first award for POTA depends from hunting or activating. You'll get one when you
either
activate
way.
10
Bronze
parts.
hunter or activator.
Yeah, bronze hunter for 10. So it's gonna be easier for you to get as a hunter,
I
probably.
didn't get one for
10 parts.
10.
Sure
Yeah,
you
you did.
Yeah, you did. You just haven't
You
looked.
had to. You
probably got it at the same time you got
Oh.
30 and 40. Like the
Yeah,
same
that's
thing.
right.
Correct.
Yeah, they just issued it at the same time, so it's above. Okay, got it. I see it.
Yeah,
No one left you out, brother
20,
Joe.
30, 40,
My bad.
50, 75, 100, and then it just goes up exponentially from there.
Now, W2HRC got 2 awards from this weekend. One was the Ubino Award, and I think we worked 200 parks, or it was something like that. I saw something. So
Where's whose house is that certificate going to?
Well, we can all
Like
print it
the-
out and hang it.
Anybody can print them.
I was thinking like the Stanley Cup, we could all take turns.
We'll just circulate it around the U.S.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, we won't mention the fact that Joseph did 230 contacts from Park 5371.
Wow.
And that was one of his
That would
lower
be
numbers.
Victor Echo 5371.
Yes.
Joseph was at a 3-fer, I think, right?
Yeah,
I worked him from a
there's a
3-fer.
little there's a little bit of discourse happening about was it really a 3-fer?
Oh no. Well, guess what? My log said 3-fer.
Yep.
Dun dun dun. I don't have the.
I don't care one way or the other,
soundboard.
but
I'd have to ask. Do you get the same sort of like credentials or whatever if you do a 3 for like? Because honestly, you say you make 250 contacts. If I'm at a one park, it's
if you're a single reference, you make 250 contacts. Okay, that's 250 contacts. If you're within the borders of 2 references, that's 500 contacts.
Right.
3 is 750. Okay, so that's how many contacts you made, but it's 250 for each of the references.
So Bolton, think of it this way.
It seems, I totally understand it. I just think it's kind of like, you like when you say I made 750 contacts, no, you made 250 and you happen to get times 3, like a multiplier.
Well, then clarify it. Then you clarify it. I was.
It's a multiplier. It's so what POTA has
there
done.
There you go. It's a multiplier.
What POTA has done is brought the concept of gamification to ham radio, which contesting kind of did, but not quite in the modern sense. And I think that's what appeals to everybody. Likes to play games. I mean, look at the D&D conversation.
No, but hold on. But wait a minute. Think of it this way. POTA didn't do it. These parks just naturally touch each other in some fashion or form. So the POTA people, in my opinion, didn't modify the rules for ham radio. Those parks have always been there, even before the POTA program was even there.
Yes.
Think of it that way.
For sure.
The boundaries just happen to overlap in certain areas, and it is what it is. Let's not.
Sorry, I half skipped topic. I wasn't still on the 3 for thing. I was talking about POTA and Dan saying it's a multiplier, not 500 QSOs. It was 250 with a multiplier.
Well, that's how I would evaluate it because it's not genuinely 750 or 500 QSOs. But James, since you're digging yourself a hole, Joseph V3GKT says, "Come on, man, don't throw." For our podcast listeners, I have to leave this. Come on, man, don't throw shade like that, please. Someone asked, and I backed it up. Go back and look.
All I said, there was some discussion happening.
There was some discourse, he said.
There was some Discord. I didn't mean Discord service. I meant
they're everywhere, aren't they?
Yes. the zombies have taken over.
They're everywhere.
There's discourse everywhere.
I got QRZ. Don't worry.
Are we on QRZ? Let's get off of QRZ.
Not yet. Anyway, so
we're on 80 meters right now.
So all right. So with regards to the references, okay. So in New Jersey, okay, anything from the Parkway to the shore, okay, is considered the New Jersey Coastal Heritage Trail. Okay, so any parks or anything you activate on that side of the Parkway, all right, between the shore and that, is going to be a twofer. Now, if you do it south of Barnegat, Barnegat Lighthouse is a 3-park activation because you're also within the Pinelands National Preserve. So that is a 3-park activation. So if I'm only
and it's a lighthouse, isn't it? Isn't that lighthouse in the database?
Lighthouse on the air, island on the air, and U.S. island. So it's a multiple location that I had to send in logs to.
Yeah.
It was
so
fun.
You activated 3 parks with 250 QSOs. Let's say in that case, it's just. I guess it's like how you look at it. I guess
each park got 250 QSOs.
Yeah,
it's not that
you made 250 contacts as far as your effort, your work effort.
You say potato, I say potato, whatever. It's all good.
And I say 7-3's to Mike who has to go. 7-3, Mike.
Good night, Mike.
Good night, Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
But just to add to the topic there, if you were trying to do a radar, those 3 parks only count as one because you actually have to have a certain distance between each park for radars.
You can run radars in the same park.
Yep, you can. But here's a question for you. What happens if you're staying in the park and you wake up and you walk 7 meters down or 5 meters to the other end of your trailer to get on the radio? It doesn't count as a radar.
Right. No, you have to move the prescribed amount of distance.
Yeah. But it's like, so I found out that on my camping weekends, I'm camping in the provincial park. So I can actually literally activate from my trailer, and which is great because it was raining the whole weekend. But I went to other parks, but I didn't get credit for starting there because I was already there when I woke up because I didn't go there to begin it. So that was a little interesting. But so I put in that park. I had 50 contacts in the morning, and then after lunch we went to another park, and then we went to another park, and we came back and I had 25 more contacts before 8 p.m. at the first park.
But tell me, how do you tell POTA.app that you are walking a certain amount of distance?
You go to a radar application. It's a different.
You fill out an application.
Oh.
It's a pain in the butt.
I just did 6 of them today.
I haven't been to that level yet, so I was just wondering.
It's actually, you have to do it through the old POTA, the Parks on the Air website, not the POTA.app site. They haven't moved that over yet. There you go.
That one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but how does it know that you started?
So you have to turn around after you submit your logs and after they pop up in the system. You have to turn around and say, okay, this is the first reference I was at. This is how many contacts I made. This was the date and time of the first contact, when I made my last contact.
Okay.
All right. And then your method to the travel site would be your start point, and then you would go from there.
Yep.
So just 2 things. Number one is POTA's with the times they're using meters for distance traveled. Congratulations, POTA. But meters is quite a small benchmark.
Well, if you're paddling or walking, it's a very small number you have to do to like you could literally be in the park and what I forget what it is, 60 meters you have to go or something if you're walking. I forget what the minimum.
I think it's 500.
500. Okay,
it's 500. I think is a wheelchair.
Okay, so yeah, but yeah, I like it.
You're right, Shane.
I like it.
I'm gonna go stop by Kroger and get me a Jazzy and take that shit to the park.
I'm enjoying the Canadian parks now because when I do my mapping, it tells me in kilometers. So I just move the decimal, as opposed to when I was doing the roads in Pennsylvania and Delaware, and I had to do the freaking math.
So yeah, if you're on foot, it's a kilometer that you have to move.
Okay. So that's why it didn't count me going from the bed to the dinette in my trailer.
Well, and you're supposed to move the station that far.
Well, I could have taken the station to bed. How do you know? Ask my wife.
Well,
it keeps me warm at night, right?
Oh,
yes, it does.
Oh, on that note, oh look,
Look what's up.
Wow, we're coming up to the 2-hour mark here, boys.
Yeah.
No. Listen, it's always a blast hanging out with everybody, and I know a lot of us have to get to bed because some of us have to be up early to tell people not to fall out of the sky.
Working 9 to 5.
9 to 5.
You got to get in the air first.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Shut up, Canada.
That's where all the flights were canceled.
Shut up,
we're
Canada.
letting you. I know we're letting you our weather lately, so it's okay. No worries.
For all you early birds, have to get to bed nice and soon.
Oh, hold on. Thank you.
You have the box, so.
Oh my God.
I got it for my 50th birthday. It wasn't my choice.
You also get the cane with the bike horn on it.
Not yet. I'm sure it's coming. Amazon Prime.
Give it time.
All right. So, with that being said, gentlemen, I appreciate everybody being on here. I'm going to start off the round robins here to say thank you to everyone who has bought us a beer tonight, and it is always great having conversations like this. And yes, hopefully I'll be this fired up next week because I think I think Jarrett spit stuff all over his computer earlier. That was a good one, and I think I broke.
That's
Shane
an accomplishment right there.
But no, there were a lot that broke me too. Some of the comments from the you have to watch the comment stream because I'm not repeating some of them. Because, of course,
Right.
Shaq and Greg's likes his Boston, so we'll go with that. Anyway, guys, Tuesday nights have always been awesome. You'll see me again on Thursday for FT8 off and hang out with us for that. Other than that, I'm out and I'm going to pass it on. We're going to go down to let's go around the room here. Let's go to Scott. Scott, what you got?
Yeah, we go the opposite direction.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I'm honored you guys invited me out to this tonight. It's been a great couple of hours sitting here talking. I hope to do this again sometime. And as far as my channel goes, I got a couple new videos coming out. I got some stuff coming out tomorrow, and I try to put out 1 or 2 a week, and try to keep it lively. But yeah, I really, really appreciate each and every one of you guys and being able to hang out tonight and just get a good chat going on here. There's good topics. Got a little off went down the rabbit hole a couple times, but that's all right.
Always.
That's the way it works. It's awesome.
Fun.
It's not
We
a
had
show
very
unless it
few
happens.
squirrels this week compared to some weeks.
Well, that is very true. That is very
Squirrel
true.
count was low.
Squirrel count was low. It's getting cold out there hibernating.
Bastards ate enough
They done-
freaking
they
solar
done-
wires.
They done found the nuts.
Yeah, thank you guys anyway.
Thanks for coming,
Thanks
Scott.
for thank you
Steve,
for
what
joining
you
us,
got?
Scott. Thank you.
Steve?
Oh, over to me? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a roll-up J-pole that's getting mounted on my motorcycle. So
Interesting.
I'm going to wire that up so I can have the 878 on the bike, Bluetooth to the helmet, because I've got
Nice.
a charity bike ride coming up in 2 weeks.
Very cool.
You hanging that off the sissy bar?
No, actually, I've got a FM antenna on the back of my motorcycle.
Nice.
Oh, very
And
cool.
it's going to get zip tied to that. And
The
then
FM antenna's in this shape, right?
Yeah. No, I have a touring bike, so
Very
it's
cool.
a 5-foot whip off the back.
Awesome.
But
All right. Enjoy it, man. That's awesome.
yep.
And glad the roof line got fixed again.
Yeah.
American James.
Absolutely.
American James. How much hunting you got going on tonight?
Tomorrow night, I got my live stream. I will have Joseph V3 GKT. He will definitely be talking about this little conversation that we heard about tonight. But
Nice.
we're talking about the we're talking about the Support Your Parks weekend and the N1CC awards for people who's going for that, because he's one of the people that does have it. And
Very cool.
also, a few weeks ago, I came on this show and Don sort of gave me a little poke because I was a little under 5,000 40-meter contacts.
What are you now?
He told me to let him know when I got to 7,000 or 8,000. And when tonight's vlogs hit the POTA page, I will be at 7,000, Don.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Very cool.
Good
Very
job,
cool.
man.
Let us know when you get to 10. I don't want to hear you until you get to 10.
Yeah, you're not allowed back on until you get to 10.
Yeah.
So I'll be on here next week to talk to you guys, I guess. But
Very cool.
thanks to Joe, Brett, Don, and the other James for making contacts with me this weekend. I got all three of you guys in the log, and
Very cool.
Many more to come. Many more to come.
I appreciate
Very
it.
cool.
Although
Thank you,
the park ranger did come up to me after Joe Brett got off there and said, "Son, you can't be listening to that kind of stuff on here."
He probably said, "Can I borrow those headphones?"
Yeah. Can I just record that, please? Can I record that and bring it home?
Oh, man. Continuing along in this funky shape we got going on here. Canadian James, what you got, man?
All right. Well, I don't have a channel, but I'll plug Ham Radio Adventure Guy this week. I got KNMRD last week, so watch the other James's channel. It's some good POTA content, and it's always fun. I especially enjoy talking to all you guys when I manage to get you, Shane, Don, James, Joe Brett. When I've got you guys on the radio, it's always fun to talk to somebody that I know, part of the group. So it's great, and I actually got to tell Don to ham harder this weekend.
Yes, he did.
Nice.
Yep,
Nice.
he walked right into it. I couldn't resist.
I
mean, when they tee you up with that fastball, you got to swing at it.
He,
Absolutely.
like I said, people stumble on my call sign right now at the /BE3. He did it. I was like, I can't resist that one.
Can't. You have to. You have to.
It was a great way to start off with a laugh. So, but yeah, it's great being on, and I hope many more in the future. And again, thanks to Jarrett. Hammers has saved me a lot of transcribing. I will continue to complain about it, being a developer myself.
It's your birthright. Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
But I will keep using it while I'm bitching.
Very cool. Thank you, James. Thanks for being here, man. Bro Jet.
What's
hit us,
up?
man. How you doing?
All right, how you doing? I'm just here to bring you some sultry sounds at the Ham Radio Clubhouse.
Oh, I love it.
I'm telling you, I need a pre-recorded CQ call from you, Joe Brett. I'll get
I am not a dry seat in the house.
Get ready, baby. I'm coming in. I'm coming in.
That was bad timing.
Hey, Joe, I don't know what they're talking about. Can you just say I was erecting my mass pipe? Can you just say that?
Daniel, I was erecting my mass pipe.
Now I understand why you got in trouble at the park. All right, sounds good.
Well, thank you for giving me something to say because I had nothing witty.
Oh my God!
That's what friends are for.
That's right. I'm glad everybody in the chat and our guest was here. Another great Tuesday night. Got beer snack all excited. So good night. Good night. Thank you, everybody.
Rob, thanks, Joe. Jarrett, the app, man. It's all about the app.
Thanks. I will. I don't have a channel. I think I'm going to be on Ham
yes,
Radio.
You do.
I have. Well, yeah, it'll have release notes. I don't know, it's most videos I've ever done in my life. I really appreciate it. I've been in like a deep dark hole of like work stuff for like the last 2 months, and I finally have got out of it. And I was like, oh, it's Tuesday. I might actually get to watch one instead of listen to one on the podcast. Which, by the way, I'm a podcast listener, so every time somebody's like, "Hey, for the podcasters, we need to like read out the thing," it's been super helpful. It makes
That's
great.
Awesome.
I think I'm going to be
feedback.
on. Yeah, no, it's great. It's fun. I haven't been able to just join it live, and I don't know, for some reason it's 2 hours and it's great. I can just pop it on and laugh my ass off. I will be on Jason's channel, Ham Radio 2.0, on Sunday night, I think, the 24th.
Okay.
Yeah.
To talk about this latest release last week of 0.11.4 of Hammers, and then 1.0 coming up, and what that's going to mean and all this sort of stuff. So check out Jason's channel Sunday night. But thank you guys for sending me a link. This was a blast.
You betcha, man.
I
anytime.
needed it.
You're welcome anytime.
Does your bird do CQ calls?
No, it sings a lot. It not at night. He's sleepy. But during
if we could blend Joe and your bird, that might be interesting.
Oh, that's I want to hear.
I think if that voice came from behind my shoulder, I would just.
Let me tell you something. A couple weeks ago, we had Molson and Moochie. We had Molson and Moochie going after it. I want to hear the bird tell Molson.
Oh, we'll get there. Izzo. Jarrett, yes. Man, thanks for coming on, man. Awesome app, like I said. And yes, us developers will constantly come at you.
As you should. As you should.
Love the app, man. Love it.
Thanks for everything you do, man. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So, Jarrett, I am not IT, so you know me. I'm just going to keep using it and having fun. So thank you, brother. It's all to everybody who popped in today, bought us some beers. Thank you very, very much. Who's got
ground loop?
We got a ground loop.
Oh,
Joe.
Hold on, I'm working on it.
Joe's voice, just residual voice coming through still.
Working on it.
It's the reverb.
Hey, listen, folks. I got something for everybody
dripping.
real quick.
I'm back. Everything's normal. It's okay.
Hey, guys, this Saturday, if anyone's going to be in the Connecticut area, I'm sponsoring what's called the Connecticut POTA Meetup. We're going to be at a park called Hammonasset State Park. Easy in, get in and get out from Interstate 95. All Connecticut parks are free, so there's no excuse. You have to worry about payment. We're going to be down there. I'm going to sponsor. Listen, I don't know. I may be the only guy there. There may be 100 guys. I don't know. But guess what? We're going to go slow. It's sort of a show and tell. We're all going to be learning from each other, and hopefully if this thing takes off, maybe we'll do it twice a year, once a year. But I'm excited about that. It's going to be some good weather. I got the weekend off. So I'm hoping Sunday to get out and also do some POTA, but living here on Tuesday nights, I finished my cigar. You guys are so bad tonight. You guys made me drop my cigar. So you know what that means? That's a damn good night. We had some damn good fun tonight. So thank you.
So Don, what did you do to get 2 weekends in a row?
Just how the rotation works. That's okay. Because in November, I won't have weekends off. But that's okay because POTA now is 7 days a week now. POTA is 7 days a week, so it doesn't make a difference anymore.
He traded some bootleg recordings of Joe Brett.
Yeah. Man's got to do what a man's got to do.
On Fiverr, I will record your CQs.
Smoke Signals RF, you all. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Love you, Don. Love you.
Catch me on Twitter and YouTube.
Daniel.
Yeah.
Danny boy.
Yeah. We build, we learn, and we never put out videos. That's pretty much all you have to know. If you're up
got
for
more
that,
than I do.
check out my channel. I got a bunch in the works, like I've been saying for 2 weeks. Sooner or later, they'll get up there. In the meantime, thank you so much for being here, everybody, and our guests. So $73. Shane.
Yeah, so video next week, hopefully, if I get it edited down in time of our time at the park for the Support Your Parks weekend. I am probably going to do a radar 12 transitions. I don't know if that's ostrich or whatever the hell it is. I don't remember what it is. But yeah, we're going to do a bunch of those. I found some.
That's more than ostrich.
Thanks to Joseph tonight, or Joe. Sorry, Joseph. Yeah. We found some twofers in Texas. So I'm going to make my way down to find some twofers and do some twofer park activations, maybe explain how that's going to go on.
Cool.
Just released a video on an FRS radio. If you're in the need or want or have somebody who might need an FRS radio, check out that video that I posted yesterday.
4,400 milliampere hours of battery, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's been off the charger for like a week and a half. And
I wanted to tell you, you were 5'9" from the porch. That porch, you were 5'9".
Yeah.
You know what?
Go check out his video. You'll know exactly what I mean.
If you want to see a video of Shane talking to himself, there you go.
There you go. Perfect.
The audio was great until he went.
It was loud and clear.
Out of line of sight, but line of sight, no, it was pretty good. No, it was a good video, Shane.
That was great.
Thank you. That was fun. I enjoyed doing it. So that's it for me. Beer Snack, I will let you wrap it up for this evening. Thank you so much. Thanks for everyone for joining us in the chat. You guys are freaking amazing.
See you next week.
Everybody,
not bad. Not bad.
Good night, everybody.
I was going to say see you next Tuesday, but
say something nice.